Oh, I'm ahead of my curve. Popped out like 4 different chats. Oh yeah, this is why I was skipping that. How annoying. We'll go back to this one. Anyone else make it into chat? Just make sure that it popped out correctly.
I'll hop in and say hello.
Missing the pre-show, the best part. You didn't get a bad drop. You got the stupid bird wyvern gem before I did. You bitch.
I meant this morning.
Oh, this morning?
Yes. I got Great Gyros once again, and I literally had to fight Oda Garen and Great Gyros at the same time, as Oda Garen just ran with us the entire way. And so I never got the chance to harvest his tail that got cut off.
Unlucky.
And then I got literally none of the materials I needed.
Perfect. Sounds like Monster Hunter. Might just be a quiet cast today, apparently. A lot of people having trouble waking up today. I don't really blame them.
Do you need to post your announcement in League KC and GetRECt as well, or just okay?
I only really care about okay. I guess I could.
Tell me how I'm supposed to feel now. 60 over the limit just cause I can. They say you know you gotta slow down. There's no coming back. So young and restless, I'm a cliche, yeah. But it's easier said than done. And I can't keep waiting here, I'm just aging. So I'm gone, such a shame. But baby, I'll leave it before tomorrow comes. I don't believe it. Say I'm never coming home, but I'm drawn the line.
Now we on the timer, boys. It's official.
All I've ever known.
It's kind of sad that OG Ed is dead now. May it rest in peace.
Oh, Corn liked my tweet.
Wow. It's a
I-
banger. It's a banger of a tweet.
Banger, I got 2 likes. Let's go. I'm Twitter famous now, boys.
It's hard. We can't keep all the e-girls off of him.
Wonder if we're just short on people because everyone stayed up watching the KT Griffin match.
Yeah, I mean, no judgment there. This will be a banger of a VOD then. I would have if I didn't have to work today.
There's not gonna be much to do there today.
Anyway, intro. Perfect. Okay. We are ready to go now. Oh, this isn't what I wanted to show on the stream. There we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 3 of Gold Capped here at the OKLCS. My name is Wing Nation. With me, back again, is Wing Nation. How you doing?
Yo, I'm doing all right. I've been up for a couple hours.
I have not been up for a couple of hours. I, in fact, rolled out of bed, fixed the overlay for the stream, and here we are. And this is actually not the right scene. Anyway, our first match of the day that we've got is going to be Ghost versus Omega Wolves. Both of these teams coming in at 1-1, so this is going to be an important game to help separate some teams here in the standings.
Sorry, I was busy choking on water. Excellent start.
I set you up. We got to knock him down at some point. All right, we're just
Yep.
getting all the difficulty out of the way. We'll reset here, and we'll get into the game. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I think I can speak now.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Welcome to Summoner's Rift for game number 1 of our set. Spawning on the blue side of the rift for this game, wearing the blue health bars, are going to be the Omega Wolves. In the top lane, Mercury X will be on Scion. Killfallen substituting in the jungle. Arctic Bear on Ahri in the mid lane. And Sivermy Timbers and Luke transitioning down into the support role will be on the Tristana and Morgana combo.
And on the red side, rocking those red fedoras, we've got Derisive Oxen on the Mundo in the top lane. We've got Static in the jungle on the Elise pick. Essential Rain on his main, the Anivia. And then we've got Danny Phantom and Acidic Tom on the Jinx Taric lane.
As a side note for the chat, apparently KT is a blocked term. I had to put that through automod. You're welcome.
That's really weird. Yes, Ari did get a buff, but it was like 2 patches ago, and at this point she basically doesn't have a negative win rate against any champion, I think.
Yeah, I think that's true. I don't think she's got the negative delta because we were worried about that last night. Spoiler alert. Um, Not really a spoiler at all. Anyway, both junglers, actually, both junglers looks like they're starting red buff, so we're going to have some of that there cross map jungling, and we'll see what sort of interesting gank paths we have as a result of that.
Yeah, especially off of the Elise being a stronger early ganking jungler. Uh, Not necessarily a meta pick right now at all, but definitely has insane dive potential. Normally you would want to pair her up with like a stronger like diving top lane. You would think like a Renekton was kind of the traditional combo, I thought, back in the day. But
Way back when the Renekton
yeah, way
bar
back.
was a thing. The Renekton bar was a basically their I don't want to say their balance philosophy for top lane, but basically if a champion could top lane determined on whether they could live through Renekton or not. And that was the only criteria that you had to be in top lane. Acidic Tom going to land a Dazzle here at level 1, turn a little bit of damage onto Luke, but interestingly, we're seeing both junglers on that Dragon Scuttle Crab. It looks like Elise for Ghost is going to be getting the better of that one.
Yeah. Anyway, where I was going with the Elise is the Taric Elise kind of sounds like a really fun dive combo. At least new Taric, since that wasn't a thing back when the Renekton bar existed.
Yeah, that'll be a combo to keep our eye on, especially once. I mean, of course, once we hit level 6. I'm also kind of interested in the Glacial Augment on Mercury X. It's a little bit older style on that Scion. It's kind of fun when you turn zombie and you can just punch people to death without worrying about that because they can't get away, but it's not... I wouldn't say as effective a Keystone in lane, although he's beating up Derisive Oxen pretty well right now. Ooh, the Soul Furnace discharge almost takes out Derisive Oxen.
I can't decide if I like seeing Scion because like he's just such a beef ball, but there actually is like a nice buffer on the W there by Tristana. But there actually is a little bit of skill with Scion, as much as I hate saying it.
Yeah.
You can definitely notice between the poor Scions and the good Scions.
It's not like watching Maokai where your big skill expression is did you click W on the right target? At least Scion, you have to hit some skill shots and like there's some skill expression in the drifting. Maybe not as boring a top lane tank. Still a boring top lane tank, though. Static has wandered into the bush here for the bush gank. We'll see if they can get anything done. I don't think that Morgana Tristana's, the most easily gankable lane for an Elise.
No, also there was actually a ward in that bush, like, and it timed out just a second after Elise entered it. No one pinged it out though for the Omega Wolves.
So Static is investing a lot of time into standing in this bush. A lot of time. And is going to walk it out. Alright. All of that tension just evaporates as Elise leaves. Yeah, this looks like Scion versus Mundo. Basically, Scion's going to beat up Mundo for a while, and then eventually Dr. Mundo just gets enough health regen that he doesn't really care. But early levels, definitely a rough matchup. Cocoon gonna find Luke. Not a huge amount of damage, and you can see already a level behind Kill Fallen now is Static.
I was more so gonna say Elise invested so much time into that lane gank that the Luke that you just bound with the Cocoon was actually a level up on the jungler.
Yeah, that's rough. You have to feel like the tempo's really fallen off for Elise, and she'll have to make something happen to stay, relatively relevant in the game. Cocoon doesn't land on Arctic Bear, but they do get the flash out of Ahri in the mid lane. So Essential Rain stepping up with that Flash Frost, able to get at least something accomplished there. But
I guess one
they
thing
are,
we didn't even point out, the longsword start there for Silvermead Timbers.
yeah, that is kind of interesting. Longsword and a refillable pot for Tristana, and is still, I mean, hanging in there. As Tristana, basically, you consider yourself even if you're like 10 to 15 CS behind. But we should start seeing a little bit more action happening, you'd imagine, as Killfallen's getting close to level 6. Essential Rain's found him, gonna use the Crystallize just to force him off. Decent chunk of damage being turned back by Essential Rain. You can see the skill that Essential Rain has on this champion when he plays him. Especially the Crystallizes are usually very on point.
I want to meme about my own Anivia gameplay here, but after getting to play against a couple of like Diamond Anivia mains, the Crystallizer, the wall of Anivia, that is such a dirty ability, like in the hands of someone who's practiced.
Yeah, not to mention it can stop the Scion ultimate in its tracks with this particular team comp. Or if it's bugged like it was last night, Scion will bounce off the wall at a weird angle. But it has the opportunity to be a big game changer in some of these team fight initiations. Can't even stop the devastating charge from Hecarim as well. So
you can also interrupt the rocket jump from Tristana if it's timed right. At the same time, almost everyone from Omega Wolves has a way to get past the wall. It's just the Scion and the Morgana that would have to use Flash if they ever get trapped.
Flash Frost's going to land cleansed away by Arctic Bear, so no summoners now on the Ahri in mid lane. And you'd have to think that that's... I mean, pending a Spirit Rush would be a point of emphasis for Static now.
Yeah, calling the Elise cleanses down, not sure why it was used, but I guess better safe than sorry in case that just happened to be really good timing from the Elise already mid lane when that happened, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of respect from Arctic Bear so far. Derisive Oxen forced to use the ultimate on Scion, as Mercury X is taking some nice chunks out of his health bar with the decimating smash. I still feel like he'd be trading just a little bit more up if he had the... well, never mind. We're going to get the Unstoppable Onslaught plus the... I don't know.
Onslaught of Shadows?
Onslaught of Shadows. I thought they both had Onslaught in them, yeah.
Yeah.
It's first blood for the Omega Wolves in the top lane as they both press R under the turret. Derisive Oxen is gone. Dark Binding lands onto Danny Phantom, going to prevent the engagement from Acidic Calm. Both of these supports have been pretty on point with their abilities so far. As we watch one sail wide. Unlucky.
Whee!
Onslaught of Onslaughts. That's a accurate term. That's the team composition term we'll go for. Anyway, you've got the noticeable CS differences in the top lane, kind of countered by the one in the bottom lane. Luke just dodges out the zap. Killfallen and Static are both here. This could turn into a 3v3. Acidic Tom forced to back off. The Flame Chompers just buying a little bit of time. Devastating charge in from Killfallen. He does get stunned up. Luke goes in with the chains, but the charm lands onto Elise, and Silvermead Timbers to pick up the kill. The Super Mega Death Rocket not quite enough to finish off Killfallen. So it's a 1-for-0 in favor of Omega Wolves.
Yeah, if you're Danny or anyone on the team, you almost want to just say unlucky.
Yeah, Hecarim just barely living through that Super Mega Death Rocket. This is exciting action that we're watching in the top lane, ignoring what's happening in the bottom. Apparently Spirit Rush was used by Arctic Bear. That's all that we saw down here. Dark Binding not going to connect. We're going to watch top lane. We're back to bottom lane. Essential Rain going for the Flash Frost. The Flash Dazzle lands onto Luke. Mercury X and Derisive Oxen still trading blows up in the top lane. The Sadism healing up Derisive Oxen. He may look for a dive here in a second once he gets a little bit more health back. Now they've caught Luke, but Danny Phantom getting low as well. The flash forward from Silvermead Timbers, the Buster Shot plus the Explosive Shot. Pick up the kill for Tristana, and now Killfallen looking for a little bit more. Just going to charge into the minions. Luke throws out the sad B emote as he's able to survive thanks to his stopwatch. But now MercuryX teleporting back into the top lane to try to prevent the turret from going down. But with Static here, they could potentially look for a dive. You have to be careful when diving a Scion. You have to be worried about Zombie Scion picking up a bunch of kills in exchange. Meanwhile, Omega Wolf's going to go ahead and take down the Earth Dragon.
I mean, I did mention the dive potential, especially like top lane for release, but I feel like
Whew.
these death rockets are being just very slightly unlucky here. But anyway, I feel like the Elise should have made a visit top much sooner if she was going to make a visit to top at all.
Arctic Bear steps up, grabs a Flash Frost, the Cleanse being used, the Crystallize forcing him back into the Glacial Storm. Flash forward for the one last Icicle Spear, something like that. Not going to pick up the kill for Essential Rain.
Resident Anivia main here, it's Frostbite.
Frostbite? That's a dumb name. Icicle Spear is much cooler. No pun intended. So Killfallen has a Cinder Hulk completed. Just sitting on that plus the brown bag boots with the Predator on him. Do you like Cinder Hulk on Hecarim? I can't think of what else you would go, so that seems like the right
Sometimes
option.
you would go Warrior, but that's, I would think, if you were snowballing. Cinder Hulk probably makes the most sense because it gives you enough health to like dive in with your ult and not get like one shot.
Would you prioritize that over the Trinity Force early?
I thought it was pretty standard to go to like get your jungle at, or like not complete it where we're at right now, but to like get just like your blue smite or red smite and then go into that Triforce.
Again, mid main and top main talking about jungle Hecarim, but
Yeah.
that sounds right to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hecarim
look,
was-
somebody in the chat's agreeing with us, so we'll
Thank you,
pretend like
Miguel.
we're good analysis. Yeah. Arctic Bear and Killfallen looking toward the bottom lane. Danny Phantom and Acidic Tom have both really backed off here, perhaps aware of some of that collapse of pressure that could happen. Blue buff goes to Static.
Huh. I thought they were handing that off to Rain so Rain could just wave clear for eternity.
Yeah, that seems like an interesting decision, honestly. I mean, Static is very far behind. Maybe you're just giving it to him for the catch-up, but still feels like you'd want it on Anivia. Static and Essential Rain looking to make something happen here. He has the Flash Frost available, throws down the Glacial Storm just to slow him up. Luke is caught. Good Crystallize is going to prevent the escape of Luke as Essential Rain picks up his first kill of the game. But what do you lose in terms of pressure? You have Ahri pushing mid now. Killfallen is here, maybe looking to turn something. The Flame Chomper is going to block off Axis as Subarumi Timbers takes a zap to the face. Arctic Bear getting very aggressive, lands the Orb of Deception to knock Essential Rain into that Ignivia form.
So reading chat, I guess that makes sense for Drodvir. The when they try to like stop the gold funneling, where you have to have your completed item if you're ahead of snowballing on a jungler. But I guess doesn't that only impact lane minions?
I believe it only impacts lane minions, but still, if you're going to get any lane minions ever, it's probably worth doing. Anyway, it's a 3 kill to 1 lead right now for Omega Wolves. They have just a small, about 1,000 gold lead. Here comes Scion, though, coming into the bot lane. Killfallen gonna knock him. The onslaught into the onslaught as MercuryX picks up the kill. Teleport being channeled by Derisive Oxen, but rightly canceled there. Arctic Bear may be caught just a little bit, but the charm going to knock the Glacial Storm out of existence, and that'll mean that Arctic Bear can escape. Who's going to pick up first tower here? Derisive Oxen wailing away at the top tower. There is a 4-stack here in the bottom lane for Omega Wolves. The race is on for this, but they're going to prioritize kills as Luke flashes forward. They're going to take down Danny Phantom. And now Acidic Tom, the next target as he flashes over the wall, Ignite ticking him down. Will Gromp be the big hero? He is! The double kill for Luke. And now Arctic Bear in trouble as well. That's what I was talking about. They prioritize the kills and they lose the first tower in the top lane as Derisive Oxen picks it up.
Still a 2,000 gold lead. 4 Mega Wolves here. No dragon for them to take on their way
Arctic
out.
Bear lands the charm, the Spirit Rush coming forward, and he will finish off the solo kill as Arctic Bear takes down Essential Rain. Sorry, continue.
I mean, that was nicely done, I guess, by Arctic Bear. You look at the mana bar and you're like, there's probably not much you can do, but 3 charges on your ult. There's a Spicy Drake coming up in 1 minute, otherwise the Infernal Drake.
Yeah, that'll be a big point of contention. We should have most of the ultimates up by then, you would think. Maybe Acidic
Spirit
Toms.
Rush? Maybe
Yeah.
Spirit Rush won't be up quite
No,
yet. I know it's a short cooldown.
Spirit Rush has like a 20-second cooldown.
No,
You can't
not
tell
at
me
rank
otherwise.
1. Not at rank 1. As a mid laner who has to face this quite often, yes, it's a short cooldown, but it takes just a little bit before it becomes never down.
Either way, it's about 30 seconds before the dragon spawns. It looks like you're correct. It looks like Spirit Rush won't be available. I believe that and the Cosmic Radiance will be the only 2 ultimates not available for that fight, so should be a banger of a fight. I've used that word a couple of times today. Silver Me Timbers takes a big chunk out of Acidic Tom, the explosive shot. Going to chunk him down, and now we'll see. Right now, it looks like Ghost has a little bit better of the vision, but the Scuttle Crab in control of Omega Wolves.
Hey, guess what? Spirit Rush is about to be up, but Dragon's already up, Seiko. I know my cooldowns.
Arctic Bear caught again, uses the Spirit Rush just to get out, dives back in with the second charge and gets stunned up. The Dazzle plus the Cocoon able to secure the kill for Ghost. Static. I saw the GST and felt like I had to say it for some reason that time. But Static on the Elise picks up his first kill, and now the Spicy Dragon started up. 4 members are here for Omega Wolves. Do they fancy a fight? Killfall looking for an engagement, but he's not going to find one as Ghost slays the Infernal Dragon. And they immediately ping onto the Rift Herald. They noticed that Omega Wolves were all clustered around the bottom side of the pit, so they'll have the inside track toward this Rift Herald. I don't know if they can burn it down fast enough to really make this worth it, though. Or is that not the plan at all? They might be trying to set up a bait. Here comes Scion, right into the bush. Oh, the wall! Able to block him off. Luke in trouble now as he'll go down. Mercury X trying to do something. The Cosmic Radiance buying a lot of time, and Mercury X will fall as well. The Crystallize, the big MVP from Essential Rain.
Also, is he maxing that? Is he maxing that? Yeah, he's maxing the wall second. I mean, I guess to be fair, like maxing Q only increases stun, I think, by like an additional 0.1 seconds.
Silver Me Timbers and Danny Phantom gonna fight. This does not go the way of the Jinx. Buster Shot and the Explosive Shot will pick up the kill, and now Static in trouble as well as he'll get taken down. Double kill for Silver Me Timbers, and now control of the Rift Herald gonna flip over to the Omega Wolves. I don't think there's gonna be a steal available. Looks like that's going to be... Yeah, it's secured. I was wondering, they were all walking away from it. I was like, did that get stolen by something? I didn't see. No, okay. So Hecarim's going to pick that up. I still don't know why Rift Herald doesn't have his own call out in the chat, like a kill or a Baron, but I don't know how to give you powers to post a link row. Apologies.
Just DM that in Discord. It'll show up in Twitch clips.
Yeah,
Something better than the player John Mundo 1v2.
Hey, we might get the Derisive Oxen 1v2 at some point. We could maybe look forward to that. Although the way he's trading, not really. And the Bramble Vest secured for Mercury Axe means that that's going to be even more difficult for Mundo to really get rolling. A couple of first items being finished up. Interestingly, the AD carries aren't too far apart from each other in their itemization. Looks like the... Oh, never mind. Tristana just had to go back. Tell a lie. Yeah, it's
Danny did a good job in lane early, like getting a... It was like a 20 to almost 30 CS lead. And I guess that's just fallen off. Hasn't been able to acquire much in the way of farm.
Yeah, and Silver Me Timbers has had the bigger teamfight impact. Danny's Super Mega Death Rockets have been just a couple of inches every single time from being able to really make it happen. Static flashes in front of the Unstoppable Onslaught just to stop Mercury X in his tracks. Can they continue chasing on? The red buff should tick down. Well, if he ever applies it, there's the red buff application, but they are going to peel off as Arctic Bear starting to collapse for Omega Wolves.
I know, like, I used to be an Elise player, but the Haunting guys, which obviously is going to go for Leandri.
Killfallen's here, going to kick Danny Phantom. The Dark Binding lands onto Tarek as well, so should be 2 kills confirmed immediately. Derisive Oxen picks up 1 in return as Killfallen goes down. Now Static and Essential Rain collapsing from the other side as they pick up 1, and now Luke buys a little bit of time with his Zanyas, but he'll go down as well. Severme Timber's not really able to get into that fight too much, and that's where a lot of the gold is focused for Omega Wolves, so it'll be a teamfight victory for Ghost.
Anyway, where I was going, with the mage item changes a while ago at this point, like the Leanders used to be gotten for like the flat pen and the early power that Elise wanted, but it doesn't give that anymore. That's Merlinomicon now. Not an Elise player at this point since mid lane main at this point, but I feel like Merla would be the way to go with her.
Get the Oblivion Orb, the most powerful item in the game. That's a good name. Anyway, Trinity Force almost finished up for Hecarim. There's a lot of big item spikes coming in now for Omega Wolves, and we'll see if they can really make them happen. They didn't pan out super well in that last team fight, but it was a little bit separated, honestly. And
they didn't have Scion for that last fight at all.
That's also true. Rift Herald just ignores the Crystallize, apparently, but the minions don't. So they get the 1 charge off into the inner turret, but not the most successful Rift Herald we've seen. So what's your favorite activity after you get a Dark Binding landed on you? Do you go get up and make a sandwich? Do you... What's your favorite activity for that, like, 3 years of CC?
So I like to go and read War and Peace. Other times I will go run half marathon. Whatever I'm feeling like that day,
30 seconds on the dragon spawn. Looks like it's a Stony Boy. It's the Earth Dragon next. Right now, Ghost has the inside track on Vision. We'll see if Omega Wolves can look to contest. I don't think we're going to have anything super important down for this fight. There's a couple of flashes across the board, so it'll be really telling to see how this is contested. Right now, Omega Wolves has a small gold lead, but it seems like Ghost has had a little bit more control of the map, and they feel like... It seems like Ghost feel like they're ahead, and Omega Wolves feel like they're behind the way that they've been playing. They almost catch Severme Timbers, but the charm lands onto Static, and he'll go down immediately. Cosmic Radiance buying some time. Scion going to run into a wall off on the side. Another good Crystallize from Essential Rain. Super Mega Death Rocket not going to finish anybody off. It's a 4v5, but they're looking for the re-engage. Decimating Smash lands only onto Tarek. Jinx out, putting damage across the top. Derisive Oxen has found his moment. He rushes in. A lot of diving back in and out of the fight. Nothing really being committed here. Derisive Oxen finally almost commits to a fight. Arctic Bear will grab him with the charm and then dash back over the Crystallize. Derisive Oxen will go down, but it's a 1-for-1 trade so far as Arctic Bear goes down as well. But Severme Timber sees his moment. He flashes in. The Yell will slow up Anivia and turn her into Egg Nivea and then into Scrambled Eggs as Severme Timbers picks up a double kill. And Mercury X has to be careful with that tower shot. That's good management. Okay.
He's a beefy boy.
I was a little worried about the ramping damage, but looks like it was just enough. And they'll take the inner turret as their prize. So another small advantage gained for Omega Wolves, and they'll stretch it back out to about a 3,000 gold lead.
Looks like they're going to try to get the dragon as well.
I was going to say that it seemed like it's a little greedy, but I guess I'm a little off on my respawn timers.
I guess, well, I guess just kind of like, the least sat mid lane clearing wave, then we just went off to red buff, so I guess they just gave it up and thought, can't contest it.
Yeah, just a really interesting team fight. A lot of back and forth. Mercury X and Derisive Oxen were basically the only two taking any damage for most of that fight, and then all of a sudden, Luke and Arctic Bear and Acidic Tom just kind of die out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Arctic Bear died to the Nivea ult and just kind of she jumped. Dari literally jumped into the Nivea ult and died to it. As speaking of Anivia, I believe a relatively big power spike for her was reached. Completed Seraphs, plus all 10 stacks now on the Rod of Ages.
Yeah, plus Danny has the completed Rune's Hurricane. They found Dr. Mundo. I don't think that they can really bother him more than minorly. But yeah, you have the 2 items for Jinx. It is 3 now for Tristana, though. Has the Infinity Edge completed. Heelfallen takes a chunk of damage. Derisive Oxen sees his moment as he jumps forward, but he's just going to take a bunch of damage in return. It will be Morgana dying first. Didn't have the Zanya's Hourglass available. Buster shot away on Derisive Oxen as Silvermeat Timbers gets trapped by the Crystallize, and it's 2 kills now for Ghost as they're chasing down Mercury X. They don't really have any crowd control, but I guess they have enough pure damage to go ahead and get that taken care of. Derisive Oxen just kind of channels teleport right in the face of Ari, and the charm doesn't land. But they have the inside track on mid, and they'll grab that inner turret in mid lane at least.
These crystallizers have been like really. I know we mentioned it earlier, but once again, like they've been on point. Jinx was bottom lane killing a tower when that fight broke out. That was a 4v5 that Ghost took. Also, yeah, Ro is right. Morgana flashed in and Zhonya's and didn't ult during the Zhonya's.
Oh. Inhibitor picked up for Ghost, and now they have the about 2,500 gold lead. Uh-oh, Luke wandering in here. Gonna stop the recall of Acidic Tom. Doesn't look like anything else is gonna happen here. Baron is an objective, and we've seen them kind of fight over vision toward Baron. Neither team has really looked at that. But double Mountain Dragons on Omega Wolves means that they should do it relatively quickly.
Honestly, either team does it quickly. The Mountain Drakes definitely help, but between like Anivia sustained damage, Jinx sustained damage, and I guess the Leandri's honestly, I guess would help the least. Either team should be able to melt Baron if they get a couple seconds of alone time with it.
Yeah, and what we saw during that last fight was the Crystallize blocking in Silvermeat Timbers. That's where, again, all of the gold for Omega Wolves, like, all of the farm, all of the kills are pretty much on this Tristana. If she's not outputting damage, if she dies immediately in that fight, you basically have nothing left. So the person to watch in all of these fights is going to be Silvermeat Timbers. If Tristana dies, that's a lost team fight. If Tristana doesn't die, that should be a 1-team fight. That's expert analysis.
That's why they pay you the big bucks. And by that, we're not paid. But that's okay.
Always open for sponsorship offers. Anyone's interested, just saying. I'm not above product placement. I don't think Winged is either.
Consider I've mentioned wanting to be a specific drink for my own stream, yet I'm definitely not against product placement.
Charm lands over the wall onto Acidic Tom. He'll take a chunk of damage for his trouble. But now the ARAM feels like it's commenced. Mercury X is the only one off in a side lane. He's got teleport. So does Essential Rain, theoretically. I don't know if that's really where you want him, but it feels like Ghost really has to make something happen within the next couple of seconds, or they're going to lose apparently nothing, because Scion's really scared. Okay, Scion's back on the minion wave. The Dark Binding... Derisive Oxen and Acidic Tom have been catching Dark Bindings over and over again. It doesn't really affect them too much, but you know, they're being hit, and that's important.
They're doing an excellent job playing catch.
That was so close on the interrupt with the. You mentioned you can interrupt the rocket jump with the crystallize. It looked like they had the animation there, but the game kind of decided she was on the far side of the wall when it landed. That was so close. Cocoon Sail's just a bit wide from static as they're really tensely positioning. Danny Phantom now grabbing that bottom wave. She's going to show here, and this could be an opportunity for a big 4v5, although they found Luke. It might not be what they're looking for. Luke takes a bunch of damage and is forced to use that Zanya's. Still in the Glacial Storm, and the support is down for Omega Wolves.
This is a 31-minute Cloud Drake. Not, I mean, definitely a prize, but maybe not the greatest of prizes. I guess it's a Hecker, I'm sure.
Ghost is pulling this out. They're worried about the contest here from Omega Wolves. Oh, the Flash Frost grabs 3 over the wall. A huge play from Essential Rain. They'll grab 2 kills immediately. The Cloud Dragon goes down as well, and Mercury X is forced to flash away. That little tiny stun almost takes down 3 people by itself. Essential Rain, the hero of the day.
I know we're not giving MVPs in this league like we did with League KC last season, but Essential Rain's got my vote for MVP anyway.
And they're just going to roll through the mid lane. Is this the end of the game? Ghost is pushing in. They found Luke again. He'll go down without being able to Zanya's, as that's not up just yet. Killfallen forced to go away, but he'll get taken down by Essential Rain as well. Nexus turret number 1 going down. Nexus turret number 2. Mercury X in trouble as well. Arctic Bear trying to get them off of the Nexus. The inhibitor respawned. Now Ghost have to go back and clear that out. Siverme Timbers is back alive. So there's 3 members left to defend. Arctic Bear gets caught in the Glacial Storm again, but he'll be able to Spirit Rush out. Siverme Timbers now trying to burst him down, but the Nexus will fall as Ghost takes the game. Essential Rain and Anivia. Name a more perfect combo.
Wang Nation Vel'Koz.
Oh, okay. uh, Ghost takes the win. They're going to improve to 2-1 on this season. They'll jump up into, I believe that'll be 3rd place. Sole possession of 3rd place currently. We'll see if any of the other 1-1 teams can match them. But yeah, they held on. There was a big opportunity for Omega Wolves. They had a big lead, and then it just felt like their Tristana never got that freedom to do a lot of damage, and there wasn't enough gold on the other members of the team to really make it a threat. And Essential Rain's crystallizes were disgusting that game.
Yeah, I mean, the crystallizes left and right were either catching Scion ults to the face, either catching, just splitting up the entire team. That we saw like that one crystallize lasted long enough that the Morgana had to sit there through Zanya's and still just sitting there just stuck even afterward. The heal was burned, and then Ghost just pulled the trigger and ended just off really that one original pick that turned into 3 more off of a beautiful Q from that Anivia.
All right, that's going to do it for game number 1 for us. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes. The next game is going to be Propulsion Esports Gold versus Landsneck Gold. So don't go anywhere. You're watching OKLCS. I can't find the right splash screen. There it is. Okay. You loaded and ready?
Either.
Oh, let me reorder people so the chat doesn't have an aneurysm.
Same.
Okay. All right, welcome back. We're ready for game number 2. This one's going to be Propulsion Esports versus Landsneck. Propulsion coming in at 2-0, looking to continue their undefeated ways, and Landsneck coming in at 1-1, coming off of their first win in 2 splits.
Yeah, big congratulations to Lance Nick. Seeing them all happy and chatting. It honestly was kind of like heartwarming seeing how excited they were about their win. So congratulations to them on picking that win up.
Yeah, honestly, it's hard to be upset about Landsneck winning. Like, even if I had lost to them, like they have a special place in I think most people's heart in OKLCS. But with that said, let's get into game and see if they can get their first 2-game win streak in 2 splits. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. And we'll spawn in on the blue side of the rift of this game. The one of the 2 undefeated teams in Noxus, it's Propulsion Esports. In the top lane, Drodvir will be playing Jarvan. In the jungle, Cyrene on Xin Mehuli will be holding down the mid lane on Cassiopeia, and Boar Man and Chex Mixin on the Ezreal Morgana combo.
And on the red side, up in the top lane, we've got Iron Man Fan on the real MVP from the Griffin KT matches last night, Urgot. We've got Moose on the Hecarim jungle. We've got Sassiest Dragon in A on the Anivia mid. We've got Gara of the Sand and the White Shadow with the Tristana Nami lane. Shotgun knees.
Yeah, Drodvir has learned about the shotgun knees carnally, and will maybe learn about Anivia Flash Frost as well. So some important scouting information gathered by Drodvir, using part of his health bar to gather that. Oh, he was looking for a place for his Ghost Poro, and just got denied. Feels bad. Yeah, the Crystallize this game isn't going to be as influential, I think. You don't have the Scion to stop clapping. A lot of these characters have ways to get over the wall immediately, like Drodvir and Boar both can.
Mm-hmm. Or even if Cyrene gets in range of his E, he should be able to dash over the wall.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. It might be a pain in lane. We'll have to see if Sassiest Dragon can exert some influence over Mehuli. Already landing the Flash Frost at level 1. That's like the slowest skill shot in the game. That's how to make an impact early on.
It's a competition between that and the Dark Binding, I feel like.
I think Dark Binding's faster missile speed. I don't know. I don't have the stats on it. Feels faster.
Might be
to me.
slightly faster. Interesting rune choice once again. Actually, the White Shadow going back to the Unsealed Spellbook Nami. I think we saw that last week as well.
Yeah, interestingly, he took the teleport last time that he had the Unsealed Spellbook. This time, opting for the I can't think of the name of it. It's Exhaust.
The Exhaust.
Jeez, it's too early for this, man. Also interesting is the Grasp of the Undying for Iron Man Fan on that Urgot. Normally you go press the attack. Well, Moose is going to get jumped on by Cyrene. The red buff going to slow him down. Moose is in a lot of trouble. He has the flash available. Cyrene not going to follow as a couple of members of Sneck looking to collapse on him. But a lot of good pressure from Cyrene, forcing the flash out of the enemy jungler. And, being Xin Zhao.
Mm-hmm. Boar Rider getting the super early slice sack of gold. That's when you know it's going to be a good Ezreal game.
Yeah, you'd think Boar and Chex Mixin have what should be a strong lane into the Nami Tristana. As Boar eats a bubble for his trouble.
I'm sorry, boy. We'll try not to flame you, but right when we're about to say I was about to say this should be a safe flame between Black Shield and your shift. You catch the bubble to the face. I'm sorry, buddy. Anyway,
normally you take the press the attack on Urgot because I'm just gonna get interrupted every time. Moose kicks him out of the flag and drag, gets tossed back by Iron Man Fan. He's gonna be ticking down, but the damage isn't quite there as the flash away from Drodvir gets him out to safety. Little bit of a mistake there from Iron Man Fan as he shot the corrosive shot in front of him rather than behind. If he'd landed that, that would have been a kill secured onto Drodvir. How are you feeling about the Anivia Cassiopeia matchup?
It's an Anivia favored matchup. There's like a brief window where Cass will be stronger than Anivia, but pretty much Cassiopeia is a short enough.
Drodvir and Cyrane, meanwhile, going to try to combo down onto Iron Man Fan. Drodvir's ticking pretty low, but first blood will be secured by Cyrane in the top lane.
Anyway, Cassiopeia to operate or get damage off on the Anivia basically has to be in the Glacial Storm range once that's available for Anivia.
Moose is going to look for a kill here onto Drodvir. The nullifying orb doing some work, but it won't matter as Moose picks up the return kill. It's kind of weird to cast a game of Moose not on Poppy.
That is. Anyway, if the Cassiopeia does get ahead somehow early, the mobility between Phase Rush and her Q is enough that she can just absolutely snowball on the Anivia, but you have to be able to get ahead early on the Cassiopeia to do so.
Yeah, teleport's used by both top laners to get back in. Drodvir going aggressive, lands that electrocute damage onto Iron Man Fan and forces him to pop that W and walk away, scuttle away even. Dark Binding lands onto Gara of the Sand. Auto attack plus the Ignite ticking him down, and that will be the kill secured by Chex and now Cyrane and Drodvir looking for a dive in top lane. Wind becomes Lightning doing some damage, but Cyrane has tanked too many tower shots, and Iron Man Fan picks up the kill. And now Moose is on the loose, and that's the name of a Diamond player, so that's probably trademarked, and he'll pick up a kill in top lane. Well, Propulsion is winning every lane in farm, but if they continue to throw kills away, we could definitely see Sneck start to stabilize. And do you feel like they... I personally feel like they scale better into the late game. Do you agree with that?
Who skills late?
Sneck.
Sneck. Definitely in the bottom lane. Anivia... This is kind of the weird thing with Anivia is like she scales well to late, but is more. I almost want to say like stronger like mid to late game. Just because like her last item, like you'll see like a lot of Anivias go for like the Zerat portal rather than anything offensive, just because the mobility. I don't know. I feel like Cassiopeia is one of the like the super late game scaling mages, but definitely like the Ezreal falls off earlier than Tristana. I guess Jarvan's an earlier game champion too. So yeah, I'll agree with you.
Mehuli takes the Flash Frost for his trouble, but trades back a decent amount of damage. Drodvir looking for more blood as he gets flipped back over by Iron Man Fan. The top laners, a little bit more exciting of a top lane matchup than the Scion versus... I've already blacked it out of my memory.
It's Dr. Mundo.
Dr. Mundo matchup last game. Cyrane's here in mid lane with the Flash Frost going to stun him up. Gets the knockup from the 3 Talon Strike. Can they chase on? Now Moose is here though. He'll kick in Cyrane into the tower, and the Onslaught of Shadows will pick up the kill from Moose. Moose is 3-0 and chasing down Mehuli. The Petrifying Gaze knocks Anivia into egg form, and Mehuli forced to flash it away as well.
Oh no, it wasn't the Petrifying Gaze. Sassiest Dragon ran across the Miasma and just fell down to Miasma ticks.
White Shadow's overextended, by the way, and both of the bot laners for Propulsion have hit level 6 as Chex Mixon picks up the kill, and Bor... Oh, went for the style kill, but it gets taken away by the pool. Moose is back. Moose is on a rampage as he kicks Mehuli back to the fountain.
All right, so soon we're gonna start hoping that Moose starts or will donate a couple of these kills. Otherwise, you're investing all of your gold into that Hecarim, and if he gets shut down, it's kind of like what we saw last game with the Tristana. That's always a possibility. Get ahead and then just you can't 1v9.
Yeah, I was gonna say we saw something similar last game, but we didn't really. It was the Tristana that had all the kills and couldn't carry. It wasn't. Yeah. Anyway,
It wasn't the Hecarim, but it was the same concept, different champs.
Yeah, Drodvir looking for Iron Man fan. Good flash from Iron Man fan. Uh, he's struggling in farm, but he's doing all right against Drodvir in a matchup that should be a little bit rougher. He lands the I can't think of the name of it. I'm not gonna try. Wind becomes lightning lands, which is I know Xin Zhao's W name, but I can't think of the Urgot ult.
The Fear Beyond Death.
Fear Beyond Death. Okay.
Yeah, it's a silly name, but I really hope he gets an execute here just so I can do my usual phrase for that.
Hey, we've got all of the cast hype for the Urgot ultimate. Again, it's huge CS leads pretty much across the board for Propulsion, and that's where the entirety of that gold lead comes from.
Mhm.
And it's almost 2,000 across the board.
Yeah, and despite like the 4-0 Moose, there's actually only a 700 gold difference. Like it's still 700 gold difference at 10 minutes, but it's not as huge as you would think it would
Moose
be.
is here. They're jumping on to Chex Mixin. Onslaught of Shadows going to slow them up for the time being. Ebb and Flow not able to do a whole lot, and Boar and Chex Mixin able to successfully navigate that. They burn all 4 Summoner spells, but don't go down in the process. And now they have Siren support in the bottom lane. We're watching Drodvir and Iron Man fan, of course, because top laners just hate each other. But they're able to both successfully escape the gank, and that's important. Meanwhile, Ezreal has the completed Manamune plus the Ionian Boots of Lucidity, compared to Gar of the Sand sitting there on 2 long swords and a dagger.
Gar doesn't even have enough money in the pocket to go get a BS sword. Obviously going for the Storm Razor first, but can't even get there. Also, I didn't mention this earlier, but the lethal tempo. Like I know as like ADC you get a bunch of different choices at this point, but I thought press the attack was actually the common one for Tristana. Press the attack or occasionally like fleet footwork if you need to sustain.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the lethal tempo interest, but it doesn't feel like the worst choice, just maybe not the optimal one. So it is an Earth Dragon first. We haven't seen either team really put any priority on objectives. It's all been going for kills.
If I was Propulsion, I would definitely be on that Mountain Drake. Cassiopeia with Mountain Drake is disgusting.
Yeah, that makes your Baron later on in the game super easy. Looks like they've heard the pleas. This may turn into a 3v3 Predator. Popped from Moose.
Teleport from Drodvir.
Teleport from Drodvir. He's found White Shadow. Immediately takes that chunk of health, and the Jarvan Jacuzzi will not ensure a death. Boar's ultimate comes over the top and picks up the kill, and Moose goes down as well. So Propulsion pick up 2, and they'll turn on to the Earth Dragon. A lot of low health bars, though. There could be a contest. Oh, Dark Binding lands. Looks like Sassy's Dragon doesn't want to poke in there and risk it, as Propulsion does pick up the dragon.
That was a really big. Well, I guess it wasn't massive, but it was definitely a huge shutdown on the Hecarim there. I was trying to see how much gold I got, but I have to move my chat, unfortunately. This is a 700 gold shutdown, basically.
That's not bad. That's a good chunk of change. And that was into Drodvir's pocket, if I'm not mistaken. So
That was.
the top lane Jarvan looking like he's going for that Titanic Hydra first. And that'll represent a big chunk of damage for their team composition. Chex Mixin finds the Dark Binding onto Gar of the Sand, but Moose is here looking for the kickback. Grabs Chex Mixin. And the Onslaught of Shadows away from Moose.
I don't know. I got nothing to say on that one. Just like, I guess I'm just gonna go home now. Have a good day.
Yeah, not 100% sure on that. Maybe didn't want to overcommit for something. Worried about Siren being there. I actually really like this matchup for Jarvan as the game goes on. Oh. If you can land those Dragon Lances, Urgot just doesn't really sustain. Siren's here in mid lane. They're trying to collapse on Assassin's Dragon, but just going to grab the flash for the time being. And laning phase continuing to extend. I guess we're only about 13 minutes in. It feels like this game's been going on forever.
It looks like Sassiest Dragon bought a. I noticed this earlier and didn't even think about it. Like I recognized the item and didn't mention anything because it's so early I didn't think. But I bought it like a blue pot, like you would late game. I guess it was for the dragon fight.
I don't know. We did see him auto attack the tower as well. Maybe looking for that because he's got the push advantage mid, I guess. Maybe it was just a mistake. Not really sure. Some interesting decisions across the board. We'll chalk it up to that. Cyrene and Dradvir going to take down the top tower. Good guy Cyrene going in and stealing the solo gold from Dradvir for the first tower kill. If you didn't know, you get a lot more gold if you kill a tower by yourself than you do if you split it with somebody else.
Yeah, good guys.
Hey, Dradvir even calling it out in the chat. Now they're turning on to Rift Herald. Moose is here. The Jarvan Jacuzzi will successfully land onto him, and he's got no way out currently. Cyrene able to do a lot of damage to the Fear Beyond Death. Not able to land onto Cyrene. It's a 1-for-1 so far, though, as Sassiest Dragon able to pick up one on the onto Dradvir. Now Chex Mixin, no fear, dives under tower, ignites Nami. Boar is taken pretty low. Chex Mixin will pick up one. The tower shot will take her down, though, so it's a 1-for-1 as both supports go down. Unfortunately for Propulsion, that was Tristana picking up the kill in exchange for Morgana, but they'll grab the tower as well as Boar Rider Man picks that up.
At the very least, Tristana got chunked enough where she couldn't defend that tower, and I guess to get some solo gold there onto Ezreal.
Also going to point out the skin synergy between Cyrene and Dradvir. Both of them went for the super ugly commando skins, and I appreciate that they committed to it. I would have liked to see a Commando Lux as well from Mehuli, but unfortunately didn't get the full commando team coming in. Or Galio, I guess.
Or you could even run Garen mid.
Yeah, that's fair. Not good, but fair.
It's a counterpicked a couple champs mid right now.
Moose gonna get the flash out of Mehuli as he runs in toward mid. Now both teams looking to group up just toward the mid. The Dark Binding lands onto Sassiest Dragon as he's overextended, gets turned into an egg, and he will get poached as Mehuli takes him down. Dradvir and Iron Man fan both trying to collapse, and Dradvir's only got about, I guess he's regenning. He only had about half of his health. They'll force the flash out of Iron Man fan as well. The 5-member squad of Propulsion just forcing through mid now. They have about a 5,000 gold lead. You'd think that there's really no way for Landsneck to contest unless it's a really bad tower dive from Propulsion. Moose is looking for an engagement. I don't know about that decision. I guess just getting him to back off is a good prize. But the push continues from Propulsion.
Boar Rider's just like 20 stacks away from having completed whatever the completed form is. It Mirror Mana or yeah, it's
Maramuna.
Maramuna.
Tidal Wave coming in. It's going to catch Cyrene and Chex Mixin. Now the fight breaks out as Iron Man fan picks up one onto Chex Mixin. Cyrene in trouble as well as he's kind of left out to dry by his team. Double kill now for Iron Man fan. Dradvir jumps in, gets immediately stunned up, and he's not able to pop that Jarvan Jacuzzi. Mehuli looking to turn it back as well. Gar of the Sand is super low. Actually, pretty much every member of Landsneck doesn't have any health. Jarvan Jacuzzi comes out, but he can't finish off the kill as Iron Man fan successfully defends. Now Boar looking to get this shut down, and he will shut down the Urgot as he's coming back across. Gar of the Sand trades. Well, actually doesn't trade. Mehuli stays alive using his barrier there.
Boar can do this.
Boar picks up another one. He's on a rampage. And now Boar and Mehuli are the two members left alive, and they'll take down the turret. Long extended fight, but it goes in favor of Propulsion. Oh, it is Mirror Mana. Whatever. Rift Herald going to be the objective. Kind of interesting that they're choosing Rift Herald over the Spicy Dragon, but I guess when you're 7,000 gold ahead, you don't worry too much about particulars.
You can always just use Rift as a bait to go get free dragon.
Or you just send your Jarvan down there, apparently, just to solo it. Oh, now they have Vision of Moose as well, so they know that this is going to be relatively uncontested, and they'll rotate everybody else down there. Grab both objectives. Feels like every time I look at Drodvir, he's sitting at about half health.
I was just thinking about the Skull Crab locked up for all eternity with that Morg binding.
Poor guy, his whole life inside the Morgana binding. So if you're Landsneck, what are you looking to do? How?
I mean,
well,
well, when you're fighting, if you are fighting, you got to be actually getting damage onto the Ezreal. Board's for the most part's been untouched. Mostly though, it's kind of getting your carries to like their 2 or 3 item spikes. Anivia doesn't even have a Rod of Ages at 20 minutes. So that's not going to come online until at least 35 minutes, depending on when Anivia finally gets it completed. So just do anything that you can to stall and scale. Ezreal is, I don't want to say a ticking time bomb like a Pantheon is, but he definitely falls off.
so at this point you're just playing for late game?
At this point, yeah.
I always have an issue. I probably need to watch the Korean finals from earlier, but like, what does a Fed Urgot do? That's always been my question. Like, that's why I haven't been able to rationalize myself playing that champion, is even if you're really ahead on Urgot, you're just kind of... You don't do Urgot things significantly better than being an even Urgot.
I don't really know. I can't pretend like I watched the finals either. I just saw the Reddit post about it. Anyway, like, wait on your power spikes if you're Landsneck. You've got a Triforce coming up in like another 1,400 gold or so for the Hecarim. Eventually you're gonna get the Rod stacking, and Trista's gonna get some crit under her belt soon.
In the meantime, Propulsion, I mean, they have the Rift Herald available. You'd imagine they want that in a side lane and then just to group up mid or something to that nature. Instead, they've brought all 5 members toward mid lane. They might just try to brute force it down.
Definitely possible with Infernal Drake and 7k gold lead.
So here comes Shelly. Flash Frost lands onto 3. They're going to use that as their moment as Moose dives in, dives back out with the Onslaught of Shadows. The Petrifying Gaze stuns up 2 as well. Checks Mixon on the front, grabs the chains onto 3. Big stuns, but the Fear Beyond Death into the Meat Grinder, brother, as Checks Mixon goes down. That's your line? Do you want to say it?
No. You already took it. You were in the hype.
Drodvir comes in. The Jarvan Jacuzzi does quite a bit of damage, but just forces him back away. The Explosive Shot will return. The True Shot Barrage will pick up the kill over the top. Double kill now. Triple kill for Boar Rider Man as he Arcane shifts forward. And the Shelly's still alive. Gets another charge off. Maybe one last charge into the inhibitor. Oh, right, it's a percentage. She'll stay alive indefinitely as long as nothing touches her. Nexus turret will take, about half the health and damage. I didn't realize the minimum damage was so high.
Yeah, I'll talk numbers after this.
Yeah, Iron Man fan does die to the poison, and that's the... I mean, it's an ace, but it's 2 seconds now on Guard of the Sand spawn, so that will force Propulsion back out. But they'll grab an extra kill and the Nexus turret for their trouble.
Alright, so after they rebalanced the Shelly, I don't know why I couldn't think of the actual name of it right now. But what they did is on charge is 2,000 damage on impact if Shelly is full health. Anything outside of full health is a 1,500 damage.
I thought it still
And then it's just
scaled
it.
a little bit based on our health,
Nope.
but it's
Nope,
just
it just is
full
a
or
flat
not.
15.
Okay.
It's full or not. Yep.
Yeah, I am kind of interested in that. The Black Cleaver and Dead Man's Plate on Urgot is kind of... I mean, the Black Cleaver is a very normal item on Urgot. The Dead Man's doesn't feel like the best item in this situation. Does it work on ranged?
Not in the way it doesn't apply to slow, I don't think.
Anyway, that's Baron for Propulsion. Nobody is even remotely close to contesting, and they don't have any globals. Gar of the Sand was back in base at the time, and Propulsion will, I don't want to say sneak away the Baron. They just have control over pretty much the entire map, so they'll take it for themselves. And it's a 11,000 gold lead now for Propulsion. Chex Vixen might be a little bit overextended, though. They'll try to pick her off. Fear Beyond Death going to land. Do you want to say it this time?
You're in the meat grinder, brother!
Trade kill onto Moose as he had flown over the wall, and Mehuli will take him down.
That's a Vape Dragon spawning.
Yeah, the Vape Dragon in 7 seconds. Propulsion looking... I mean, everybody except Chex Mixon still has Baron, so... They can look to push, they can look to grab the Vape Dragon at the same time. Maybe they'll just prioritize that Cloud Dragon for now. Not as good on their team. They deny it from the Hecarim, though. I guess it's pretty good on Cass. Since you can't build boots, you get that extra movement speed. Both of the members who just died are back alive. Hecarim's going to be there a little bit before Morgana is.
Honestly, like, Cass gets decent move speed just from her passive.
Two-shot barrage over the top just to soften up some of the members of Landsneck, and they'll go ahead and grab the inner turret for their trouble in 26 minutes. Cyrane sees his moment. He goes in with the Jarvan Jacuzzi as well, and Iron Man fan can go nowhere except back to the grave. Boar is legendary. The double kill for Mehuli, as well as the fight just kind of explodes out of nowhere. All of the abilities being pressed, and now Moose will get taken down as well. The ace for Propulsion Esports.
It should be a game with Baron.
Yeah, it should be a game as well. My big question is, they're Propulsion Esports, right? That means that they have more than one?
Yes.
So what other esport do they have?
I feel like Chex Mixon tried to answer this, and there isn't one yet.
Okay.
It's a work in progress.
Well, congratulations to Propulsion, as they'll grab the victory, and they'll improve to 3-0 and maintain their undefeated ways, currently alone in first place, pending the results of the hardest road game later today. So we'll go ahead and step aside for just a minute, and our next game, I'm delaying, it's Bingo Squad and Indigo Sky. So don't go anywhere, you're watching OK LCS. I just realized the pun in OK LCS. Like, it's only OK, you know? It's not like actual LCS. We're just averagely LCS. I'm sure that wasn't intended, it's just Oklahoma.
Just mercenary things. Oh no, I'm trolling. Totally just didn't reopen the same game.
The feeling when you see the loading screen and know you're in for an interesting one. Alright. I appreciate Indigo Sky having the only lowercase letter, like in any of the abbreviations. I like the style. Did you finally get loaded into the correct game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me throw up standings again, if I can find them. There we go. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to LCS. This will be Game 3. Our game going to be between Bingo Squad Gaming and Indigo Sky. Both teams coming in at 0-2, looking to pick up their first win of the season. And with that win, they would basically just make the standings a mess with a bunch of teams at 1-2.
So realistically, standings are a mess, or will be a mess.
Realistically, standings will be a mess, yes. But they would join Omega Wolves and Landsnack at 1-2 with a win. All right, are you ready for the game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. I think I started it before I said go, but
Yes, I actually heard the keyboard click.
I'm trolling. All right, on the bottom side of the rift, wearing the blue health bars, this game is going to be Bingo Squad Gaming. In the top lane, Segundo will be on Ornn. Jervel in the jungle, rotating down. Looks like just sliding down there onto the Trundle. Leslie Campoy sliding out of the jungle and into mid lane will be playing Annie, and Karasuda and UMW support in the bottom lane playing Kaisa and Rakan.
And then on the red side, we've got Joshi 54,100 on the Garen top lane. We've got Taco Troneki subbing in on the Gragas jungle. We've got KRSA, formerly known as Neo, on, different account this time, but on the Ahri mid lane. We've got False Idols, also normally known as IRL E-Girls, with the rename on the Lucian in the bot lane. And then we've also got Ublaga on the Morgana.
Yeah, also known as Flozart, also known as Multo.
Yeah.
KSRA, also known as Legion, also known as Neo. Y'all need to cool it with name changes. I really can't say a whole lot because our teammate name changed literally in the lobby for game 1 last night, so whatever. But yeah, Leslie Campoy coming out of the jungle onto the Annie mid. What do you think about Annie versus Ahri?
This is one of those matchups where whoever gets ahead is just gonna snowball hard in their favor. Ahri is squishy, but if Annie gets ahead, the stun is enough for Annie to 100-0. If Ahri gets ahead, Annie's got no mobility, so outside of a stun, which Ahri with Spirit Rush can be able to is able to close the gap and just finish off an Annie. So
yeah, and
either a mistake in the 1v1 or jungle impacts will basically turn this into a snowballing lane.
I was going to mention Taco Troneki subbing in for his second team this split. Subbed in previously for Omega Wolves against Bingo Squad, and now is back against Bingo Squad, but as a member of Indigo Sky. And I don't know if there's a little bit of like PTSD or something. The last time we saw Taco Troneki against Bingo Squad, he was playing Shaco, and he assassinated Karasuda. It had to have been like 8 or 9 times that game. He's got Gragas this time, so we're not seeing the Shaco pop out of nowhere. That was probably banned, I imagine. Jervil's taking away the red buff. This is an aggressive path. He went his own blue buff to top scuttle to enemy red buff, and he does successfully get away with it as well.
Wait, so he went red to top scuttle to enemy red?
Yes.
Okay. You said blue buff, and I was sitting there like, wait, where's the blue
sorry.
buff?
Yeah, red to top scuttle to enemy red. Picks that up. He'll grab the blue as well, so that'll be the 3 buff start for Jervil. That's what you like to see on your Trundle early, though. I don't know much about the Trundle versus Gragas jungle matchup, but you know.
You save your allies with your pillar if they get ulted away. That's what you do as Trundle.
Anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing how these bottom lanes match up. The bottom lane for Indigo Sky has, well, Leslie Campoy going to land the stun onto KSRA. I almost just want to call him Neo. The auto attack's being traded down. That auto attack buff from oh, he's gonna flash forward plus the fireball as Leslie Campoy picks up first blood in the mid lane.
Matchup snowballs early. Let's see if Leslie's gonna run away with this lane now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just kind of want to call him Neo. KSRA is kind of a mouthful. As I was gonna say, the bottom lane for Indigo Sky has been a pretty strong point for them. False Idols has done very well throughout the first 2 games, despite them not picking up a victory. Meanwhile, Karasuda and UMW support have been the bright spot for Bingo Squad, and we'll have to see how these guys match up down there. Ublaga going to get knocked up by the Grand Entrance as he's being chased down. Karasuda looking to apply the passive stacks. He'll take him low, and the auto attack from UMW support will pick up the kill. But now False Idol's looking to get aggressive as well. The Ardent Blaze giving him a little bit of movement speed as he comes in with the Piercing Light. Now Taco Trinecki is just hanging around outside. False Idols gets saved by the... Wow, that barrel did a lot of damage from Taco Trinecki. He'll pick up 1 kill in return as well. I couldn't think of it. Nullifying Orb was the word I was looking for. The False Idols got saved by KSRA, looking to make something happen now as he's found Jervil. Taco Trinecki hanging out over the wall. He'll flash belly slam forward, and now they'll try to turn it back around. Leslie Campoy's here. He's popped the Predator. He'll grab a second kill, and now Tak forced to smite the Scuttle Crab for a little bit of health, and he'll get away. Annie is still hanging out down there. This is okay. Yeah, what are you seeing so far that you like?
I mean, the being mid lane focused person, Annie's got a 15 CS lead right now in mid lane and 2 kills. So I would expect Annie to run away with that matchup. I honestly feel like False Idols, if he'd focused fire on the recon, would have picked up 1 kill without needing Taco to come in to clean that up. He switched targets multiple times in the middle of that. Or I guess they're a little 2v2 scrap. But normally what we see from Bingo's bottom lane is like they'll just kind of exist, maybe fall behind early, and then they just kind of explode in middle to late game team fights. And getting like early assists or really any early money onto Karasuda could accelerate that process and let Karasuda pop off in the later game.
Tibbers is here, and KSR is level 5, forced to run away from it.
Yay, Annie lane.
Yeah, that's one way to exert pressure, though. Just drop the bear on him. The directed camera likes watching people who use abilities and watching people who do damage to each other. So it goes to top lane a lot because there's just like small amounts of trading, like the Garen spin just hitting Ornn. It thinks is super exciting. The Bellows Breath hitting Garen, super exciting gameplay. So it watches top a lot more often than other lanes. If you were wondering how the algorithm worked, that's what I figured out. Is the big insight into Riot Games spectator cam. I mean, look at how exciting that farm lane is. Jervil walking into KSRA. He's got Spirit Rush available. Doesn't want to use it as Taco Trinecki's over the wall, and he'll pick that up with the Electrocute Barrel. Now I kind of want to... I don't know if I want a skin or a champion, but like an actual electric barrel. Anyway, Taco Trinecki is pretty large on the Gragas, and he's going for the Runic Echoes first for a little bit of that extra damage.
That's pretty standard for the Gragas. You do Runic Echoes into Zanya's into tank. And then you're actually just like, even with like the double AP item, you're deceptively tanky just off of the W buffs you got a couple patches ago.
Ublaga, that's a good binding onto the Grand Entrance, interrupting UMW support trying to get in. Ublaga and False Idols are both level 6, but Leslie Campoy's here. False Idols picks up 1 onto Karasuda. They'll get 1 in return back onto Ublaga as Leslie Campoy and Summon Tibbers are doing a lot of damage. The Ignite coming down from from Leslie will pick it up. Double kill now for Annie, but KSRA is here. He'll... Oh, the level up will save Leslie Campoy through the Ignite, as well as the little tiny shield from the E.
Feels bad. KSRA went for the dubstep ignite.
But Leslie's 4-0, and that's a big ol' Annie.
Yeah, just picked up Sorks in a lost chapter. Don't face check anything now if you're Ice Guy.
Yeah, up the Sorcerer's Shoes plus the Blasting Wand on KSRA now in the mid lane. And it feels like the Ahri needs to maybe try to make something happen in other lanes. I don't think it's gonna happen too much for him in mid.
Yeah, definitely not gonna happen in lane. Ahri, I think the only ability of hers that has enough range would be the Charm. That's not in like Tiber's dropping range.
Taco Trineki waiting over the wall. They're collapsing on Jervil. The body slam misses, but the charm doesn't. The subjugate trying to heal him back up, but the auto attack from KSRA will pick up one.
That's one way to get yourself back into the game a little bit.
Hey, they found the juggler. And yeah, honestly, it feels like Bingo Squad has a pretty big advantage, but it's only about 500 gold right now. They're even on kills. They're relatively even on CS across the board.
Yeah, they did buff Annie's auto range. It's now 625. It was a 50 unit range buff.
They reverted it from when they nerfed it. Segundo getting the better of these trades. I thought that Garen was a little bit better into Ornn early, but I guess Segundo really either playing it out well or maybe Ornn is just better than Garen.
Wait till Garen hits like level 11 and he gets his next upgrade in his passive regen.
KSRA gets really aggressive and then misses. I think that was every skill shot missed. Oh, the flash forward from Taco Trineki, but he doesn't grab the barrel. Instead, he'll get the bear dropped on him, and Leslie Campoy picks up the kill. Now Karasuda in trouble as he dashes away using that Void Dive? Void Assault? I can't think of it. Cleanse away from UMW support as he'll get out with the Grand Entrance, but now Jervil is down there, and we're not going to watch it for some reason. Teleport being channeled by Joshi, but he'll cancel it immediately. And it'll just be the 1-for-1 as Karasuda goes down in exchange for, well, I guess Tak in the mid lane. So not a 1-for-1 at all. It was two separate one fights. I'm glad that panned. The directed camera panning to the fountain for the mastery flash. That's classic. That's some good technology.
And people say Rito's a small indie company.
Just want to know when they're gonna put the games into Riot Games. I want a second game.
You got Mech versus Minions, bruh.
Oh, that's true. That's a board game. I guess that counts. Has anyone actually played Mechs vs. Minions? Is it a good game?
I've actually thought about buying it, but I don't know if I would have enough people to play with. I don't think that'd be like for my family. I think Maris actually intentionally has the Discord overlay on so you can see who's speaking.
Yeah, I should probably like make your name not AIDS to look at, but it's
Is
fine.
it AIDS to look at? Just call me Winged instead of Wing Nation.
It says Weeb Nation in your
And
Dustin inspired, yeah.
well, switch to my server real quick. We'll fix it.
Anyway, both teams kind of chilling out for a little bit. There's a Vape Dragon up, which is the first dragon representative of the game. Neither team really showing a huge amount of priority. Gerbil's going in and stealing the blue buff as well, so looks like the Trundle having a lot better of the time in the jungle.
Gerbil's been like really aggressive on the Trundle, but he's also has, well, at least 2 of the 3 deaths were in the enemy jungle, the third one by the Scuttle Crab. So they've definitely been interesting deaths.
That's the gameplay that we were looking for in the mid lane, is Leslie Campoy solos out KSRA with the Summon Timbers. He's a big boy.
I've got nothing to analyze there.
Yeah, that was
That's Annie. That's
Annie
Annie.
pressed-
That's ahead.
Annie pressed all of her buttons and got a kill. Derval and Taco Trinecki, this is a little bit more interesting. The subjugate goes down, just buying a little bit of time. The pillar going to try to help the Hammer Boy. Bouncy time coming across, not going to connect though from Segundo. Taco Trinecki is still in enemy territory, looking for that kill. In the bot side, meanwhile, False Idols gets jumped on by the Rakan, but they can't finish closing the distance. The Void Seeker does a lot of damage, and they'll finally pick it up with the missiles. Ublaga had wandered away for just a second, and UMW support pulls the trigger to pick up the kill. Now Ublaga in trouble as well, and he'll get flashed away, be forced to flash away by Karasuda. So a big flurry of action across the map, and all of it comes up Bingo Squad. And now they're at about a 2,000 gold lead.
We're about to see first items come through for the bottom lane, both sides. 7-0 Annie in the mid lane. Yikes.
Yeah, you can tell that False Idols feels like he's under a little bit of pressure, because he's gone for the Ninja Tabby, which I don't disagree with at all, but the Ninja Tabby means that you're seeding some damage early on.
I almost would go Merc Treads. I don't know if that'd be enough to survive the Annie burst though.
Yeah, the Annie plus the Rakan as well, it helps with. Oh. Yeah, Joshy's doing a really good job up in this top lane, by the way. He's at about a 30 CS lead. Oh, Ublaga getting jumped on, but the Black Shield's there just to prevent anything further from happening. But about a 30 CS lead right now opened up for the Garen. We'll have to see if he can start making that into something for his team, but right now doing a good job up in the top lane. This is the first dragon being started up by Bingo Squad. They have Tibbers to help them tank. And pretty much no contest from the side of Indigo Sky. UMW Sport forced a grand entrance away in that bottom lane. This feels like a lot slower of a game than the first couple of games that we watched today. I'm saying that, but yet we're at almost a kill a minute.
Yeah, I was like, we've been nonstop like just random little kills. Oh.
Yeah, False Idols gets charmed up by the Rakan. Pillar not going to connect, it'll force the flash away. So he's a good job staying alive, and now the Summon Tibbers does get the stun, but it was buffered on the flash by Taco Trinecki as he gets over the wall. That was a weird interaction. Ublaga lands the Dark Binding over the wall, and will be forced to use the shield to get away. Teleport being channeled by Joshi as a couple members have overextended. Karasuda is going to burn down to the Ignite as KSRA picks up the kill. Now Taco Trinecki looking to turn that back around. Jervil is headed the wrong direction and will go down to the jungler of Indigo Sky. So it's a 2-for-0 in favor of Indigo Sky out of, I don't want to say out of nowhere, but kind of against the run of play.
There's a lot of commitment, I guess, for those two bottom lane kills that ended up getting turned off of a teleport, and the Ahri roaming down.
Yeah, Joshi investing the teleport got pretty much nothing out of that except a longer trip back to top lane, unfortunately. Ublaga has found some of the damage there from Leslie Campoy, and he'll have to head back to base.
Yeah, that was a Q and W from Annie. Also, Annie's sitting on 2,700 gold right now.
Joshi looking for a little bit more, maybe grabs another silence onto Segundo, but nothing terminal up in the top lane just yet. He has that Black Cleaver finished up, so that's basically a completed build for Garen.
My brain was slow processing that, but that was fantastic. I can build whatever he wants. Trinity Edge.
Oh, the Zanyas, that was Well, it wasn't a Zanya's, it was the stopwatch. That was really well done by KSRA. It's only going to make his death last a little bit longer, unfortunately, as Leslie Campoy does pick up the kill. Ublaga gets knocked up by the Grand Entrance. The pillar not going to slow him up as Karasuda's here, has the Killer Instinct available, but doesn't want to pull the trigger because knows that there's some members waiting for him. Members of Indigo Sky waiting for him. Segundo now throws down the Ornhorn, and Garen...
You don't win this, Segundo.
Yeah, Garen has apparently been slimming out. Didn't get hit by the ram there. Joshi continuing to fight, grabs the silence onto him, and Segundo will go ahead and use that Searing Charge back away. Demacian Justice comes down. That's the first time it's been used this game. Not successful, unfortunately, is the Searing Charge, or the Bellows Breath Shield, excuse me, able to keep Segundo alive and relatively healthy. But that regen is nice and disgusting on Garen. I'm going to apologize for Joshi. I just personally hate every champion that he plays. It has nothing to do with Joshi himself. It's just the champions. That was a good pillar by Dervil, able to stop the engagement from Taco Trineki. It's about 1,000 gold lead right now for Bingo Squad. We'll have to see if they can continue to exert some pressure around mid lane. I want to see Leslie Campoy get kills on somebody other than KSRA. UMW support trying to make something happen here in the bottom lane, but the Black Shield proving to be a big deterrent. Killer Instinct comes in as Ublaga gonna go down before the second part of the chain connects. It's a 1-for-1 so far as both AD carries picking up a kill. Unfortunately, it does send Karasuda back to base though, and False Idols can continue to farm out the wave. I don't know about this. Dervil wanders in. Segundo recalled, so he's got no support. He'll have that teleport in just a second. Leslie Campoy gets found by Taco Trineki. The explosive cast going to knock him back in. He'll just evaporate KSRA in return. Joshi diving under a turret. He'll grab the Demacian Justice onto Dervil. The double kill for Leslie Campoy in the mid lane as he's able to stay alive. And Segundo teleports into the mid lane. We're just going to give up the top lane turret, apparently. Mid lane is the big objective now. This is the race for first turret.
Demolition Tibbers might be enough.
Yeah, Demolish and Tibbers are enough as Segundo's able to clean it up as well. Joshi will pick up the turret in response in the top lane, but it's not quite in time. Now False Idols turning it back around. The damage from Press the Attack starting to tick down on Segundo. Ublaga's looking for the Dark Binding. I don't think that he really wants it. Tibbers is just beating the crap out of him. That damage was just from Tibbers just wailing on him. It wasn't from any abilities connecting.
Medjai's now purchased for Leslie.
Yeah, 10 stacks on the Medjais. We'll keep our Medjais counter in the back of our heads. Ublaga got 2 of the little ones. That's okay. Not for your life, though. As UMW support looks to engage. Taco Trineki coming into the back line, trying to grab Karasuda. Explosive cast just to disengage at this point, but the re-engage from Dervil. Now Joshi is here. He'll grab the Demacian Justice onto Dervil. That's his second kill, and he'll look to chase down. The Ornhorn is on the other side of the fight that we're not watching for some reason. Joshi being auto-attacked down. UMW support lands the Grand Entrance onto him into the Summon Tibbers, and Leslie Campoy picks up his 11th kill of the game. On the other side, it looks like Segundo was able to chunk out Ublaga and took a bit of damage in return, but we didn't get to see what happened on that side of the fight.
Only a 1.5, well, I guess 1.8 thousand gold lead here.
Yeah, the objectives just haven't fallen in this game.
It's just a lot of
It's been
fighting.
one turret for one at 24 minutes. There's been one dragon that's gone down. It's just been, yeah, the only differences are kills and farm, and basically your kill difference is all mid lane, and your farm difference is relatively even across the board. like, slight advantage to Bingo Squad on their carries, slight advantage in top and jungle to Indigo Sky. Predator pop by Annie. Not going to look for the engagement though, but they had started on the Earth Dragon. There's the turret in bottom lane going down, so finally one of the objectives freeing up on the map, and that'll go the way of Bingo Squad. But we're starting to near those second items coming through. It'll be the Black Cleaver for Lucian, it looks like, as well as the Rage Blade for Kai'Sa when they finish those up. I'm saying 2 item spikes. Leslie Campoy has 3 completed items and an extra needlessly large just for fun. But everybody else is hovering around that 2 item marker. Joshi meanwhile, is also pretty big in that top lane. He's got the Sterix Gauge plus the Black Cleaver. Hammer Boy Bouncy Time coming through. Going to knock up 2. False Idols is immediately disposed of, and Leslie Campoy is legendary. Well, he's beyond legendary at this point. He's 12-0.
I mean, that's just dead Lucian. There's just not much to say. CC into Fed Annie.
Yeah, it was a good collapse and a good ult to set it up from Segundo. We haven't seen him really getting involved so far this game, so it's good to see the Ornn willing to pull the trigger there. Earth Dragon goes the way of Bingo Squad. I really am in favor of a name change for Bingo Squad, but regardless. You gotta forge your own identities, you know? We need the Dota 2 kill announcers in League 10x better than Leagues. Yeah, definitely agree. I have the GLaDOS announcer pack on the one time a year that I play Dota, usually right after the International when I'm hyped for it and want to win $1 million and then realize that I'm terrible at Dota. Jervil has wandered into 2 of them. This is not a fight that he wins by any stretch of the imagination. Uses the subjugate just to try to get a little bit of healing. Joshi tearing through his armor, though. We'll have to see if the CC is enough. UMW support trying to save his jungler. The rest of the team both trying to collapse. Explosive Cask knocks away, but Segundo's on the other side. Ornhorn coming through, but it's not going to matter as Joshi picks up the kill. As Indigo Sky collapses in the enemy jungle for some kills. But Karasuda's unchecked in that bottom lane. He's going to grab that inner turret for free. For completely free. Plus he's got that split push farm going on. Leslie Campoy has found Ublaga. That's unfortunate.
Was there something on my screen? I didn't see anything.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. But Karasuda on the split push picks up the turret for Bingo Squad. Now Joshi getting aggressed upon, but it doesn't really matter. That's the
There's no mana left.
Yeah.
There's no mana left for Leslie.
Our Medjai's trackers at 22 stacks currently for Leslie Campoy.
This is going to be a full death cap purchase here.
They're going to try to engage on Joshi here. Karasuda has the Rage Blade finished up, plus an extra Zeal, so he is doing quite a bit of damage. Jervil doesn't have the pillar available just yet. It looks like Joshi will be able to walk it out after the explosive cask will get him out to safety. Well, shove some members away, I guess is a better way to phrase that. KSRA split pushing in bot lane. Looks like he should be able to grab that turret without too much issue. I don't know exactly how healthy it is, but it doesn't have much health on the mini-map. Otherwise backing.
So probably enough to die to minions if he is basing.
This is going to be tragic when he just clears that. Nope, okay. Turret does go down. So 3 turrets to 2, just very slightly in favor of Bingo Squad right now. Karasuda in a little bit of trouble. Ublaga tries to stun him up, but it just doesn't matter as Karasuda has the damage to come through. He'll dive in with the Killer Instinct and take down False Idols. The double kill for Karasuda, and now Leslie Campoy has joined the fray as Joshi is a tanky boy, but he's not tanky enough to make it matter. Leslie Campoy picks up his 14th kill and his 25th Magi stack. And now Baron is the call for Bingo Squad. Gragas is full health and waiting over the wall, and Gragas is a level up on Trundle. Taco Trinecki looking for it. He's got the vision from his barrel. He goes in. He steals it! Taco Trinecki steals the Baron over the wall. That's what I was worried about. He had the level advantage. He has the burst advantage with his Runic Echoes, and he takes down the Baron for Indigo Sky. Bingo Squad, not to be deterred, are going to continue pushing in mid, though.
I respect Bingo. They did an excellent job of, Karasuda specifically did an excellent job of pinging the smite for Derval. It was ready.
They'll grab the turret against the Baron minions and force the ult out and flash out of KSRA, so they get at least something out of it, but the Baron buff for Indigo Sky means that they have an opportunity to maybe get some map pressure back. If they can break this mid turret, you imagine that they have a little bit more freedom to ward against this Annie, and they can stop getting blown up over walls and things like that.
Getting that turret down will be the hard part. Even with Baron, like, you have to risk the Annie already being mid, and even though Annie's not the greatest wave clear champ, it's still a 14-0 Annie. I sort of have to respect the fact that Annie's sitting on like 660 AP right now. That's just a guess. Where is she actually at? 686. I'm close.
That was, yeah, that's honestly pretty close. 45 seconds on a dragon. Let's see what flavor it is. It's a spicy dragon.
Limited range wave clear would be the better phrase. Like, her Q reset requires them to be against Baroned up minions.
Yeah, they will have trouble clearing against the Baroned up minions, but we haven't seen Indigo Sky using this more as a pause button on the game. And this spicy dragon, I don't know if Indigo Sky can contest it. We'll put it that way.
They throw away their lives at this point if they try to. They run into a choke point. There's tibbers in their face, and their carries are dead if they get caught. Their tanks or tank will be, even with Sterek, probably like half health, or if not close to dead.
Yeah, honestly, doesn't seem like they really care about all of that though, as they are sweeping the vision out of the dragon pit. Leslie Campoy gets charmed up. That's the I don't want to say the big target to watch, because Karasuda is relatively large in his own right. He's got 4 kills on the Kaisa. He's got 3 completed items as well. Dragon's being de-leashed now. Ublaga is basically the only person missing a chunk of health right now, as he unfortunately had to tank up part of that dragon. KSRA is looking for a play. The Ornhorn going to just be used to zone. It'll be secured by Jervil, and the engagement's denied on one side, but Karasuda jumps in, trying to eliminate KSRA. Voidseeker not going to do it. Now Joshi in trouble on the front of the fight. Flash forward, the explosive cast knocks a couple of members around. This is a mess of a fight as Indigo Sky trying to collapse on anybody. Segundo is going to be the big target, and he will go down as Joshi takes him down with the Demacian Justice. So it's a 1-for-0 off of the fight, and now they have the Baron minions pushing in toward mid. They're going to grab the mid tower, it looks like, for free. Leslie Campoy still has summon Tibbers available. Plus Flash, plus Ignite. Does he go for a play? How confident is he feeling at this Annie?
Baron just timed out.
Yeah, Baron just timed out. Grabs a stun onto Joshi. Yeah, not overly confident is apparently the phrase, and it'll be another turret, and that'll even up the turret count for Indigo Sky. They're only about a little over 1,000 gold back right now.
It definitely doesn't feel that way, but I guess they really are. Even in turret kills, CS differentials mostly being made up for. KRSA, yeah, wow, you are right. That's a mouthful. KSRA is actually like brought back the CS deficit that we saw earlier. Joshi being the big lead still in the top lane for Sky.
Yeah, Karasuda's got a pretty big lead in 80 carry CS, but again, it's pretty much a wash across the board. Karasuda and UMW support looking for something here in top lane. Jervil is here to support as well. So it's 3 members right now for Bingo Squad, and they'll grab the turret without any incident. KSRA forced to Spirit Rush over the wall as he saw Leslie Campoy and said, nah, I don't want that today. Not in this economy. No 80 carry available for Indigo Sky right now, so it's just going to be the big disengagement, and we'll have to see where Bingo Squad chooses to try to pressure next. Trinity Force is finished up for Jervil. I don't know that I like that choice while he's behind, but that's going to be neither here nor there as they get aggressed upon. Taco Trineki and KSRA get immediately taken down as Jervil and Karasuda pick up the kill. Now the Ornhorn going to slow up Ublaga. Well, I guess not technically. He had the spell shield available, but forces the flash away from Morgana. And now it's a 3v5 in mid lane with Leslie Campoy still having summon Tibbers available. And that'll be the inhibitor going the favor of Bingo Squad. They've extended that gold lead finally back out to 3,000. There's a Baron spawning in about a minute.
Yep, that's where I was gonna go. This is just next Baron was coming up.
Yeah, you have to imagine that they're looking for the Baron and then the game if you're Bingo Squad. And we'll have to see if Taco Trineki can steal a second one away.
Now it's yeah, it's 2-level difference in the jungle.
I mean, I'll bet Summon Tibbers does more damage than Smite. Maybe you use that instead. Just a thought.
Yeah, it is a thought, and you're accurate. It's 900 damage.
Anyway, Baron about 30 seconds away. That'll be the major point of contention for this game, going to decide it. And yeah, we'll see what items come through. That's the Infinity Edge finished up for Karasuda, so that's a big 4 items for the Kaisa. Lucian, meanwhile, sitting on 2 and parts of 2/3 items, unfortunately. So really can't meet that spike, plus that big difference in the mid lane. Made up for, again, by the difference in the top lane, but Joshi, he's only Garen. Really designed to kill one person and one person alone. Leslie Campoy may be caught just a little bit, but nothing immediate going to happen. Baron is alive. It's kind of cute, the Ornn pillar right next to the Trundle pillar. It's like a baby. Voidseeker finds you Blaga on the backside, so a lot of vision right now for Bingo Squad is available. Unfortunately, the Rift Scuttler is in favor of Indigo Sky, so... And there's also this ward that they don't appear to be aware of. That's a cheeky little word. That's going to keep them nice and safe for now. Dark Binding not going to connect as well. KSRA is clearing super minions in the mid lane right now, and Jervil was clearing the top wave, just shoving that in. So members of Bingo Squad now recollapsing. There's 5 of them here. There's only 4 members of Indigo Sky available, and Ublaga is even going to go clear that. Ublaga is going to go clear that top wave. So Gundo uses the Ornhorn, knocks up Garen. Oh, he found False Idols. Gets the charm plus the knockup onto him. Can they collapse? They can. The Summon Tibbers takes him down as False Idols is immediately eliminated from the map. Now Joshi in trouble as well. Joshi doesn't get the execute onto Karasuda, and now it'll be the double kill for Leslie Campoy as he picks up, Bingo Squad picks up 3, and they'll start to roll into the base.
GG is called in the chat. So.
Yep. We'll see if they can end here. Taco Trineki and KSRA are available. We'll see if they can make anything happen. Jervil's taking up tower right now. Rakan trying to just do his best to zone everybody back off. Both Nexus turrets have fallen, and that should be the Nexus in favor of Bingo Squad. There it goes. That initiation from UMW's support. That was like 3 or 4 screens of distance that Rakan covered in no time flat, able to grab that. Then the Predator and the Summon Tibbers over the top from Leslie Campoy. That's a pretty disgusting initiation combo, and not one that you can really plan for. So congratulations to Bingo Squad. They pick up their first win of the season. They'll improve to 1-2 and make sure that the standings look like a complete mess going into the cross-map week. We've got one more game today. It'll be our lone Demacia game. We're going to have Oklahoma Gold Rush versus the Power Flashes. So we'll be right back in just a couple of minutes with that one. Whew. All right. Are you loaded up and good?
I am.
Okay. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our last game of the day, going to be our lone Demacia match. We've got Oklahoma Gold Rush versus the Power Flashes. OGR coming in at 2-0, and Power Flashes coming in at 0-2, looking to get on the board. I think that Power Flashes are a lot better than that record. I don't. So I think that this should be a pretty good game. What are you looking for this one?
It's gonna be how so. I mean, I guess I was about to start talking champions, but we're not at quite that far. Individually, it comes down to how will mid lane perform, how will the Sworn versus Thunderstorm matchup go, and kind of the big name on the side of Power Flashes is how will Paladin do? How can he carry them? Actually getting to play AD carry this season and has had pretty solid performances each game. Just uh, unlucky in a couple of those games, if I remember right. Also, don't they have the roster sub this, or like their new jungler has been found?
Yeah, they have a new jungler this week. Who will or he played last week as well. Uh, we'll get to that in a second. But they've also had the hardest schedule. I think of any team they've played OSU and they've played GSM. So tough matches. Anyway, let's get into game. If you were
Mm,
ready, it'll
I
be
am.
3, 2, 1, go. As we spawn in to Summoner's Rift. On the blue side for this match is going to be uh, our defeated team so far. It's the Power Flashes wearing the blue health bars. In the top lane, Worgen Knight on the Nautilus, Baby Carrot in the jungle on Olaf, Sworn in the mid lane on Malzahar. That was a tough word to say. Paladin and SP Pillars in the bot lane on Ashe and Jaina.
And on the red side, we've got Trilogy on the Shen, up in the top lane, currently in the mid lane. We've got Scrambles on the Nocturne. We've got Thunderstorm on the Galio with Duvrenga and Ivory on the Kaisa Braum lane. Looks like, to me, it looks like OGR got a lot of priority picks that, like they've had focus on both between like the players from last season, and from the few games we've seen from them this season.
Yeah, the Nocturne has basically been a permaban from Scrambles, so it's interesting to see that he got his hands on that. Meanwhile, Duvranga, relatively known for Kaisa, Ivory really likes that Braum pick. That feels like a good trinity of champions. Meanwhile, on the other side, Paladin's been playing Ashe this season, which I don't know if that's just a champion that he's super comfortable on, but it feels like he's supposed to be the best player. He's supposed to be the carry on this team. I don't know that that's necessarily the best pick. Maybe it's just because it gives him more shot calling potential. You can call out, hey, I'm firing an arrow here, we're going on this guy. Maybe that ties a little bit into that. But it feels like kind of a weird pick for Power Flash. The Void Seeker almost steals the red buff. That was cheeky from Duvranga, but Baby Carrot able to secure that one. That would be a little bit tragic, losing your red buff to the Void Seeker at level 1. I wonder how many times they've done that. That seems pretty well choreographed from OGR. Anyway, Mr. Mid Lane main, do you like the Galio versus Malzahar matchup?
Early game Galio favored. Mid to late game definitely 100% Malzahar favored. Early Galio passive you can use, or hopefully time it to kill his Voidlings and stop the early shove and wave clear. Malzahar between autos and his E is still able to sustain and maintain more mana than what Galio can, so eventually you will win the sustain lane.
Yeah, I know my eyes particularly on bottom lane. Duvranga has been the real standout performer so far for OGR, and I'm curious if he can continue his sort of streaky ways. And Ivory has been one of the best supports in the league. This
Yeah,
bottom lane's pretty scary.
as we get to see the Galio passive clear the Voidlings I was talking about. Trilogy, I almost want to consider him like a permanent member at this point, with subbing for them pretty much every week, and he's definitely had a couple of standout performances on a Kled, definitely is the one that I remember.
Yeah, it was the Kled in week 1 that we saw. It was the Akali in week 2. He's looked pretty solid on those carries. Now on Shen, we'll have to see if he has that same sort of impact. I I both like and dislike OGR's comp. They have a lot of global or semi-global pressure with the Paranoia plus the Galio ult plus the Shen ult. It means that they need to get side lane priority though. Otherwise their comp just kind of falls apart because there's no point to it. If you're all grouped up as 5, you're going to lose to the team comp of power flashes. So I think that it's a little bit more difficult to execute team comp than OGR have picked.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, there's a team with a Malzahar. If talk about an easy to execute comp or champion.
Oh, they're gonna find scrambles here wandering in at level 3. That's a heads up ward there, and he'll get collapsed on by Baby Carrot. That gets the flash out immediately as scrambles in unfriendly territory apparently. I wonder, they were just warding, they weren't specifically looking for him, they just kind of happened to find him because they were warding, right?
Oh look, there's a wild scrambles. Let's damage him.
Duvranga has a pretty large CS lead at this point. 32 to 18 is nothing to sneeze at 4 minutes.
Yeah, they had that mini wave kind of frozen, not necessarily at their tower, but just outside of tower, and Ivory would just step forward, zoning them for a bit. So I guess that's part of why Paladin and SP players were there checking out the tri-bush was, yeah, it is dangerous for them to step forward until that wave is able to reset and come towards them.
Yep, and now this is a really nice shot by Duvranga and Ivory. They're going to go ahead and break that freeze immediately. Well, Baby Carrot's here. This is... I don't want to say this is a poor time for a gank, but like...
It is.
Paladin and Pillars can't really get involved in it.
Like 6 or 7 minions trying to get involved in a fight that they weren't even able to.
And even if they were able to, I don't think they really have kill threat with all 4 summoners available in that bottom lane. Duvranga actually opted for the cleanse against the Ashe Janna, which, I mean, you can cleanse the Ashe Arrow. That seems like a relatively good summoner spell choice.
I guess you've got Ashe Arrow, you've got Nautilus Root, you've got then the slows, I guess, as well from Nautilus plus Janna.
Yeah, if you ask Riot support, you can cleanse the Mal's ultimate.
They're wrong, but that's what they'll tell you. It's been a rough month for them.
And it just looks like it's getting rougher. The Infernal? No, they're on Scuttle. Okay. I was like, no way they're on Infernal right now. Baby Carrot's coming in, though. They're looking for something. Baby Carrot does steal away the Scuttle Crab, grabs the Undertow onto Duvranga and Ivory for their trouble. I like this Braum Chroma a lot. Ivory has played it twice now.
Skin in general is also fantastic.
Yeah, it does feel kind of
Chroma...
weird with him being shirtless. Like, there aren't a whole lot of shirtless champions in League, so it's kind of, I don't say off-putting, but... Yeah, the CS leads almost across the board. Trilogy is struggling with Morganite kind of expectedly. Nautilus is a bigger bully than Shen is early on, but you know, 10 to 15 CS differences in mid and bottom lane is a good start for OGR. And the fact that there haven't been any kills yet means that the Nocturne pick can come online and grab his Paranoia. Feels pretty good as well.
Like classic Nocturne play, you just sit there, you wait till 6, and where do you go? Where do you get kills? And sometimes I almost feel like that level 6 determines the success of the game. Do you get a kill, or you just happen to like blow a flash, or did you just waste an ult?
Yeah, it is a tough ask for Scrambles trying to gank these lanes. Like, Nautilus is relatively tanky already. He's got the Bomby Cinder, plus just, you know, the crowd control that he is. It's hard to kill Malzahar with his passive up. Plus, you don't have the most damage from the Galio. And then you have the disengage from Janna in the bottom lane. Where are you looking to Paranoia at?
And like, even if you go onto the Janna herself, then you, like, even with spell shit up, Ashe hits you with a volley and then the arrow, and that's enough time for Jan to get her disengage off. So,
yeah, it feels
really
like
nowhere.
It feels like it's tough lanes to gank. If you can somehow combo it in with the Stand United and the Hero's Entrance from Galio, having 3 people appear and start bopping people, well, Paladin immediately fires that arrow into Devranga. It's cleansed away. The Predator popped for Baby Carrot. That sound is so good. Paranoia being channeled.
Oh,
Ugh.
hopefully that doesn't. I mean, hopefully that doesn't dictate how the game goes. But Paranoia popped to deny vision.
Yeah, to deny vision, plus I think he was looking for them to turn it around, but immediately Paladin, SP Pillars, and Baby Carrot all on the same page, backing out. Sworn is here, grabs the suppression onto Scrambles. He's forced just to stand there and suffer through the gameplay for 3 seconds. Now here come the global ultimates being channeled in. Galio and Shen have joined the fray. First blood goes over to Scrambles, but the return kill immediately back over to the power flashes. Duvranga comes in with a killer instinct as Worgen Knight picks up one. Paladin is relatively untouched as Janna goes down as well. This fight is a mess. Duvranga's still alive, but he gets pulled back in by Worgen Knight. Double kill for Paladin now, but it's just Worgen Knight versus Thunderstorm in Trilogy. The taunt comes through from Trilogy. Do they actually have the damage to kill Nautilus?
He still has flash. No. Okay, so a couple things I noticed in the middle of that fight. Malzahar did press his outplay button, but he pressed only his outplay button. Sure does some damage, but he didn't have his space aids on him, didn't have a Q, didn't have any voidlings, so that ult didn't do nearly as much damage to Scrambles as it could have been doing. Later in the same fight, Sworn pressed teleport and teleported like 3 feet in front of himself. He ended up canceling the channel, but blue teleport going nowhere. Also, this entire time he was channeling teleport, he was tanking dragon. So a couple of whoopsies there.
Yeah, something I noticed there is Duvranga actually sold his Doran's Blade in order to buy the Storm Razor just now. So during that engagement, all he had was a Doran's Blade, I believe. And then he goes back and buys the entire Storm Razor. That might be wrong. He might have had a BF sword. I'm not sure. It looked kind of funny when he sold it. He had no items in his inventory very briefly. Anyway, the Infernal Dragon lived through all of that, by the way. So we're going to see another dragon fight here before too long. Hopefully, if you're the side of OGR, you wait for all your globals to come back up and then you look for it. But Scrambles maybe getting a little bit impatient as he pokes in there. Sworn doesn't quite have Nether Grasp available. But now Thunderstorm looking for more. Now he has Nether Grasp up. Baby Carrot trying to do some damage. Silence comes forward as Ivory jumps in with a stand behind me. SP Pillars is here. And they'll grab the ultimate onto Braum on the other side of the map. Well, the other side of the fight, Scrambles takes down the Infernal Dragon. Duvranga jumps in and grabs the kill onto Baby Carrot. They'll Paranoia in. They'll grab Paladin as well. Double kill for Duvranga. And an early lead now for Oklahoma Gold Rush.
I don't know. It was just interesting. The Jan Tornado on the original pick was used on a already suppressed target. I don't know.
Yeah,
That was an interesting one. I guess end result, Duvranga has 3 kills on the Kaisa.
Yeah, Duvranga is pretty big on the Kaisa. Ivory did a really good job that fight. I mean, as good a job as you can do. He ate the Nether Grasp, he ate a lot of other abilities, and that meant that the rest of Power Flashes weren't able to get into the fight at all. They were just stuck around that top side of the Dragon Pit and not able to really get in. Looks like Baby Carrot tried to go for a steal, just wasn't successful in it as Scrambles took away the dragon.
Also, Stand United was not used in that fight.
Yeah, so plus, well, I don't think it was up. I'm pretty sure it was that and
was
the heroic entrance were not available. Now both of those ultimates are up, but no Paranoia. Hard when your globals aren't synced to make that huge play, but you can make 2 mini plays maybe.
Yeah, I mean most of Paranoia is getting closer to being off cooldown. I'm assuming that Scrambles is running Presence of Mind, which is a sort of standard rune. So just getting an assist or kill off on, I think it was Paladin was the one he got the assist off on. That would have just reset part of the cooldown.
We haven't even talked the Predator on Malzahar. Is that a choice that you you like.
That's kind of become the standard now. You can just run down out of Fog of War,
Ivory and
especially when.
Duvranga are here. They're gonna find Baby Carrot. He's got the Ragnarok available to try to run away. The damage coming down is so large from Duvranga, and the Ignite from Ivory will pick up the kill. Now Sworn looking for a little bit more. Spell Shield is popped, as Ivory just going to go ahead and auto-attack him for the time being. Paladin and SP Pillars trying to join. The Stand United comes in from Trilogy, and the Ash Arrow does disengage the fight. On the other side of the map, Scrambles a soloed Rift Herald, so that'll be in the pocket of Nocturne for future use.
Mhm. That's the classic Scrambles 13-minute Rift Herald. But anyway, I definitely like the Predator Malzahar on its own is pretty solid. I also kind of like the idea of if the Olaf is ahead, you've got the Predator Olaf running someone down with the Predator Malzahar to CC them for the Olaf. Sounds at the very least irritating, if not scary.
Yeah, it feels like a good combo. Brummel just gonna go very sideways on Paladin. So no engagement there in the bottom lane. Trilogy and Worgen Knight just having a grand old time in the top lane. Trilogy struggling to grab that farm though. And you can see paying a lot of respect to that Nautilus. Going for the Spectre's Cowl and the Kindle Gem means that he's headed for Spirit Visage a lot earlier than you normally would on the Shen.
I don't think I've ever noticed that Jaina W on that skin made like a little like electrocute or like thunder noise, like when it zapped.
I just don't really like that skin. Biased caster here. But Worgen Knight's doing a really good job up in the top lane. He's got a finished Sunfire Cape. He's got a lot. Oh, Paranoia into bottom lane, onto Paladin, and SP Pillar's going to go ahead and disengage. Heroic Entrance comes in just to make a statement that Thunderstorm is in fact here and playing this game. Sworn is also here as he's teleported down to the turret at the same time. I'm not sure. I guess you can see the structures on the map through Paranoia. So we could teleport to the tower. Because normally you think of Paranoia cutting off all vision, like you can't teleport, but...
Yeah, if you just click on the map, I suppose.
Okay.
Oh, Mal's passive?
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, it got... The passive would have been popped by Paranoia, but he could still see, I guess. That's kind of a weird interaction.
It's kind of like how, like with Banshee's Veil, the same idea.
Yeah, Twisted Fate ult is kind of the same thing. It just pops the veil without giving vision, which is kind of strange. Silly casters. That's us.
Yeah, silly us.
It's 7 kills to 3 in favor of OGR. Their global's not paying off on that last rotation for him, though.
Little forced almost. They didn't really let the bottom line of Power Flashes even like shove out from that tower, like at all.
Yeah, you still have Stand United available, so you're not completely out of the global game. But again, the longer this goes on, the less impactful the globals are. Once you get out of the laning phase, sort of mid-game phase, all of a sudden having 3 globals is almost a hindrance to you. It means that you don't ever want to group up as 5. Because then what's the point of your ultimates? So it'll be interesting to see how they scale. Duvranga is pretty far ahead on this Kai'Sa, and that's going to be the big point that I think Oklahoma Gold Rush need to leverage. Rift Herald is channeled here in bottom lane. First turret is on the table for both teams. If Shelly can get that charge in, she'll grab the turret. Ragnarok forced out of Baby Carrot. Shelly is not getting toward that turret. Shelly is in fact being a traitor. Doesn't get the charge off. Paranoia grabbed or channeled just to, I guess, scare them. The Ash Arrow comes out. Here comes Stand United as well as Trilogy's here. They need to just rush down the tower. They got the tower. They're going to stop the channel of the teleport. So that'll go on cooldown for Sworn, I believe was the one. No, it would have been Worgen Knight. So Nautilus not able to join. They'll grab the first tower, so at least getting something out of it. But Nautilus got the tower in the top lane in the meantime. So the second Spicy Dragon. Ooh, the Janna Tornado was pretty close, but Scramble's able to secure it. So 2 Spicy Dragons in favor of Oklahoma Gold Rush. Morgan Knight is still just hammering on that tower in top lane. I believe he has Demolish as well, so he's doing a
Probably does.
decent
That
chunk of
tower's
damage. Yeah. It's a rough spot when your global users are getting out split pushed by the Nautilus. That makes it a lot more difficult to grab that side lane pressure that you need in order to make the composition work. It's the reason why I think Shen's fallen off in popularity in pro play is he just has a lot of bad matchups right now, and if you get behind, it's just not a super great pick. As I say that, it's probably going to get picked like 7 times in the 5 games in the LCS finals, so.
Caster math.
Caster math. Any number worth saying is worth exaggerating, right?
Yes, always.
That was a decent chunk of damage from Paladin, by the way. That was 3 or 4 autos that he got onto Duranga just to chunk him down to about half. The vision from both teams has been really good, honestly. It's been difficult for Scrambles to find a safe place to Paranoia without being spotted. It's been tough for Baby Carrot to really find an entrance. So really both junglers have had kind of negligible impact. Do you like Scrambles going for the damage on the Nocturne?
In this case, yes, because you know that you're gonna have limited damage coming from the Galio. Plus, like, there's only 2 damage threats, or 2 major damage threats on the side of Power Flash with the Malzahar.
They're going to try to find Malzahar here. The Paranoia comes through. The Fear Tether's actually on a minion right now, but Scrambles will pick up the kill anyway.
Yeah.
That's such a satisfying noise. What a well-designed skin. Morgan Knight is stunned underneath turret. Going to go ahead and throw out the depth charge. I couldn't think of it for a second. Now Baby Carrot's in trouble. He's smited down. He's got the Fear Tether as well as Ragnarok's expired. And Scrambles will pick up his 3rd kill of the game.
So anyway, there's only 2 main damage threats on the side of Power Flashes. You've got Paladin on the Ashe, and then you've got Scorn on the Malzahar. If you're able to delete one of them and honestly trade 1 for 1 as the Nocturne, I would pretty much call it worth in this case.
Bunch of flashes being used there. Trilogy can't quite collapse onto Paladin. Now the Hero's entrance coming through as well. Ivory can't connect onto anybody, and really good kiting so far by Paladin and SP Pillars. They're able to get out safely. Just the flash on Paladin in exchange for 2 flashes and the 2 global ultimates. This is kind of the struggle of that global composition. There's nothing guaranteed other than the Paranoia, and when Paranoia's down, you don't have anything to channel the rest of these ultimates onto. And we haven't seen that really crisp dive yet. We haven't seen Scrambles coming in with the Stand United already on him, and then the Hero's entrance immediately after he lands. That's the timing that we need to see, and instead it's been kind of Stand United and Hero's entrance being used together, but there's no guaranteed CC, so they can't land the taunt or the knock-up onto anybody.
Oop. No one saw that thunderstorm. No one saw that.
Hey, he just got briefly very angry at the wall. Needed to punch it. Ivory and SP Pillars have found each other, but this looks like it's going to go in favor of Power Flashes as Ivory gets chunked down. Stand behind me, back out to safety, but Paladin picks up the kill, and now Morgan Knight collapsing onto Scrambles as well as he's got the Space Aids on him. And now the inside track for Power Flashes as they grab the inner turret in mid lane. That's a pretty decent swing of gold in favor of Power Flashes, now bringing it back to about 2,000. There's another dragon coming up in a minute. I don't know what flavor it is because we're watching Thunderstorm take a little bit of damage. Let's see
It's
what
an
flavor.
Infernal. It's
It's
a third
another
Infernal.
spicy. Okay. So Power Flashes really need that dragon to help secure their dominance in the late game, I guess. Even with a subpar like team fighting composition with 3 Infernals, you have to imagine it'd be all things OGR at that point.
Mayor's craving Taco Bell. I mean, I'm craving Taco Bell. Or food in general. Don't know about him.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet today, and I got work right after the cast, so I could go for some food. That sounds okay. You want to go to Taco Bell, Psycho? Making plans, only involving one person on this stream. Feels good. Infernal Dragon's up in 10 seconds. Looks like Ivory and Duvranga have the vision control at the moment. There's a lot of wards. Look at the wards back at blue buff, though. Power Flashes have 2 really nicely positioned wards, and Sword and Morgan Knight both have teleport available. Oh, Paladin could hit that over the wall. That was nice.
600 out of range. Let's go.
All 5 members of Power Flashes are collapsing. Dragon is de-leashed for the time being. They have Stand United and Teleport available for Trilogy as he's off in a side lane, but that'll be the Infernal Dragon going over to Power Flashes. Now the knockup comes through. Duvranga jumps in with a Killer Instinct. He has the big Shen Shield. The Paranoia being channeled as well. He dives back through the team. Now Thunderstorm trying to get onto anybody. SP Pillars picks up 1 in exchange. Duvranga is still alive on the backside as he gets the Hero's Entrance back out from Thunderstorm. It's a 3-for-1 so far in favor of Oklahoma Gold Rush. The tower in the top lane falls as well. Duvranga trying to chase on. SP Pillars and Paladin still alive. Paladin trying to kite back. Volley going to buy just that little bit of distance. Thunderstorm maybe looking for a little bit more, but the Winds of War just going to provide that damage, and now the push in from Oklahoma Gold Rush toward the mid lane. Paladin doesn't quite get taunted up by the Idol of Durand, or the Shield of Durand, or whatever it's called now. And that'll be the turret going the way of Oklahoma Gold Rush as they grab it in the mid lane. So they lose the Infernal, but they win the fight, and they grab an extra tower as well.
I don't know if I could call that a win or a loss. Cause you're playing with a bunch of globals. 2, you're playing with Galio. So you're both ticking time bombs. I mean, I guess that being a mid tower, that does help you get your picks and set up your globals if you can chain them together correctly. But that last fight, while it definitely worked in favor of OGR, that felt like they just kind of were pushing their buttons, if you will. It's like just the random Nocturne ult, the random Galio ult.
Yeah, there definitely wasn't one clear call that they were following. It seemed like Duvranga and Ivory were kind of the focal points of that fight, and they were doing a good job in the back line, but the front line was very separated. We saw the Shen ult come down onto Duvranga, Scrambles dove into the back line on somebody, Thunderstorm came back the other way onto Duvranga. It was a very strange fight. It does work out in their favor, but...
Also, good guy Duvranga had the Nautilus ult on him, decided to flash behind Scrambles. So Scrambles also got the knockup.
But Duvranga's 4-1. He's got the Rage Blade finished up. He's going for a Blade of the Ruin King next, it looks like. A little bit different build than we saw Karasuda do last game.
A little bit different, but definitely will help with kiting and just the shredding of a Nautilus and a Olaf.
Ardent Sensors finish for SP Pillars. That's going to be a lot of extra damage onto either Olaf or Ashe when that time comes. So that's good. That's a nice chunk of damage for Power Flashes. Voidseeker finds Baby Carrot. Baby Carrot took a lot of damage from the Baron. Sworn is in the bot lane, just pushing it in right now. Paranoia being channeled. Don't think he really wants to pull the trigger, but he got him to back off the turret. Maybe that was the goal the whole time. They grab the inner turret. Teleport comes in from Sworn. The arrow lands onto Duvranga, but he gets immediately pulled in afterwards. No cleanse available. He gets taken down. Double kill for Paladin. One gets picked up as well by Baby Carrot. Scrambles is in trouble as well as he's trying to run away. Hook lands from Morgan Knight, and he'll take him down.
Cleanse was used by Duvranga, but instantly got hit by the gameplay button of Malzahar after Cleanse went off. Yeah, and Nautilus got in there.
And the
like,
Nautilus, like there was a
was-
lot of CC available, and it all hit Duvranga, and that is pretty much the entirety of the damage in the composition of Oklahoma Gold Rush. Paladin picks up the Baron for himself. Just gonna float that one in there. But Baron goes the way of Power Flashes. They have their first gold lead of the game. It's only about 400, but it is a gold lead, nonetheless. And now you start to worry about the global composition for Oklahoma Gold Rush.
We're about to hit that 30-minute mark where it's, well, I mean, the joke with like a old Shaco or a Pantheon was 20 minutes, but 30 seems to be more applicable these days.
Yeah, you can still definitely make it work. It's just much harder to execute. It means that their side lanes need to have priority. It means that you need either the Galio or the Shen to have that side lane priority, and right now neither of them do. You wouldn't want, like, Shen loses the side lane battle right now against Nautilus. Galio loses a side lane battle against Nautilus, against Malzahar. So it's going to be a really tough uphill battle now for Oklahoma Gold Rush. It's not out of the question. It's Gold League, like anything can happen, but just based on the composition, it's going to be tough for him.
Cloud Drake coming up in 50 seconds.
But we'll see where the focus is from Power Flashes now. With the Baron buff up, looks like 4 members are here in the bottom lane. So that looks like the call. Worgen Knight's up in the top lane. He's got the teleport available. Meanwhile, all of the globals are available for Oklahoma Gold Rush. They're trying to assign, it looks like. Scramble's just a little bit late on the rotation back over here. But Trilogy will go up to match Worgen Knight in the top lane. So we'll have the 4v4 down here with you top laners 1v1ing up in the top lane. Worgen Knight just wants to hit the tower, man. Trilogy doing a good job denying it so far. But now where's the wave clear from Oklahoma Gold Rush? The Winds of War is okay at it, but Kai'Sa's a relatively low wave clear champion, and that'll be the turret going down in the bottom lane for Power Flashes, tower in the top lane for the Power Flashes, and they'll push in toward the inhibitor turrets and look to try to break the base. They're going to grab Baby Carrot. He's got the Ragnarok available. Scrambles gets hit by the Ash Arrow right into the Death Stare from Malzahar. SB Pillars disengages on the other side as Galio tries to dive in. Duvranga goes deep into the backline, but it's not going to matter. They'll pick up 1 kill, but no more. Trilogy hasn't been able to get into the fight. He ulted in, but his target died and wasn't able to teleport afterward. Now Thunderstorm's dead as well. Double kill for Worgen Knight, and the inhibitor turret will fall. Power Flashes have turned it on here. The call out on the side of that fight. Scrambles was looking for a paranoia. He was looking to dive into that backline, and he immediately tanks the Ash Arrow into the Malefic Visions?
No, it's Nether Grasp.
Nether Grasp.
Malefic Visions is the...
I've said it a couple of times this game even. They're just hammering away on this Nexus turret. I don't know if they can end just yet. Ivory's coming in with Trilogy. No one's actually auto-attacking him. Okay, they do finally take him down. Now here comes the Paranoia. That'll grab Janna as well. So it'll be 2 kills going back in favor of Oklahoma Gold Rush. They'll defend the base for now, but it is in shambles. The bottom inhibitor down. Both Nexus turrets are dead as well. But yeah, really good call during that team fight from Power Flashes, and they benefit pretty heavily from it. And again, it was pretty disjointed from Oklahoma Gold Rush. All of the globals available, and they weren't all synced up. They weren't all used to their full effect. So OGR looking maybe at that Vape Dragon. I don't. They're rushing it down. This isn't. This isn't a hill worth dying on, though. They're all grouped up. They've got 5 members here, and they'll grab the Vape Dragon. Baron's up in another 2 minutes. I really liked what Power Flashes did with that last Baron. They were very calm about what they were doing. They pushed in 2 lanes at the same time. It was a really good setup for Power Flashes. So now they have Galio assigned bottom. This is going to push in on them, though, and I think you really need Shen up there if you need anybody defending. Push in from Power Flashes in the top lane now. Morgan Knight zoning off a couple of members, but they'll just grab a little bit of damage on the turret. Really, they're just buying time for this Baron to spawn.
And for that bottom wave to crash.
And for that bottom wave to crash. Thunderstorm grabs a taunt onto Morgan Knight, but
Hey, it broke a shield.
hey. Yeah, Thunderstorm has the Banshee Veil plus the Leandry's Torment, so a little bit of damage coming in from the Galio. Not a gigantic amount, but yeah, as the minions crash in, they're going to go ahead and have to give up the top lane inhibitor turret and the top lane inhibitor as well. So only 1 inhibitor turret and inhibitor remaining. Worgen Knight and Paladin just going to walk it out through mid. Paladin, maybe not the right path as he gets taunted up. Paranoia coming into the backline. They can't assassinate Paladin, though. Flash forward from Scrambles. He's trying to get the fear on, but nobody else is focusing on that side of the fight. Baby Carrot kills Scrambles. Now Worgen Knight has been tanking 4 of them for quite a while. Sworn on the other side is going to just basically 1v1 the Galio off the side. Dufranga trying to do what he can, but it just doesn't matter. Double kill for Paladin. Hook comes in. That'll land onto Ivory. That's the ace. That's the triple kill for Paladin. That's the game for the Power Flashes.
GG. It actually looks like in that last fight, OGR actually properly executed. They had the both the Galio ult and the Stand United used on Scrambles, but Paladin was just able to get. Well, there was enough disengage that Scrambles couldn't pick up the kill on Paladin. Sworn, besides just the 1v1ing the Galio, was actually getting out a decent amount of damage with the space aids everywhere else, and they just kind of melted.
Yeah, it was a really well played team fight by Power Flashes. Gonna pick them up the first win of their season, so they're up to 1 and 2. Both of the standings are gonna be a mess at the end of this week, so yeah, you guys will have to watch the other cast to figure out what's going on there. But congratulations to Power Flashes, their first win. That'll drop Oklahoma Gold Rush out of the undefeated column as well, down to 2 and 1. Yeah, that's gonna be my cast for the day. Thanks for joining me again, Wing Nation. If you liked his casting, please follow his Twitch stream. It's twitch.tv/wingnation or on Twitter at winged_nation.
Yep, that'd be correct. Probably not casting on my own channel, probably doing my own thing, but definitely will have streaming.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. It'll be about 3:30, I think, is what they officially announced. It'll be Vid and Hungerbunger, I believe, with the rest of the gold, and then they're going to reveal uh, the cross match games as well. So you guys will want to tune in for that. Again, should be about 3:30 for Vid and Hunger Bunker. And then tomorrow, starting at noon, we'll have all of the Diamond games. So thank you guys for joining us today. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the cast. And we'll see you all. Well, I will personally see you Wednesday night for the Get Recalled podcast. And we'll see the rest of you hopefully some other time. So thank you guys.